Hello everyone, welcome to What If Quirkless Deku was adopted by Supreme Deity and became Archangel Movie. Before we start, please go support Nicuchio for writing that awesome fanfic. This is the translated version I made. There will be some mistake in character's gender, but of course Deku is a male. Izuku is a boy who suffers because his family does not love him for not having a quirk, so he belongs to the 20% of people who do not have a quirk, which is why he is hated by his family. In this story, he does not know Bakugo, so he will not be bullied by him. Regarding the Goddess clan, the Holy War ended, Kath was defeated, separating him from Arthur. The Supreme Deity accepted that Meliodas would marry her daughter, but she feels alone and longs to be a mother again, since the experience opened her eyes, and after the death of Elizabeth and her grandson Tristan she felt devastated. Zeldris is the Demon King, but due to a situation in the demonic world, he suffered a coup d'état by none other than the counterpart of the Archangel male, Astroza, who took control of Hell, which worries the Supreme Deity. Chapter 1. In the world, people managed to develop something known as quirks, being that they came to live with this same thing even though they had no more options than to get used to it. But the most important thing is that it was known about the presence of the clan of the goddesses and demons around the world. In the hospital there was a young man with green hair like his family, at the same time being that they were excited. Izumi, I can't wait to find out about my quirk. I really want to know as soon as possible. Izuku, that's right, together we're going to be the strongest heroes in the world. Izumi, the weight is really killing me every time. Inko, stop being like that or we won't know about your quirks. Izumi, but mom, I really want to know about my quirk, it's not a joke. Inko, anyway, I want you to stay calm, you can't stay like that all the time. Izuku, although we will soon be able to know about our quirk, there is no other choice. They saw a doctor enter the place, making the two children very excited about such a thing. Doctor, sorry for the delay, we had some problems. Inko, not for nothing, but I would like to know about that very thing if it is not a problem. Doctor, well, someone was pretending to be a doctor and giving false reports. He was a villain, but it doesn't matter anymore, we were able to control things. Inko, much better, I can't imagine what he would have said to us. Doctor, in that case you are the Midoriya family if I'm not mistaken. Izumi, I'd like to know about my quirk. Izuku, wait, I want to know the same way. Inko, I already told you to calm down. Doctor, nothing is happening, this kind of thing is normal, but I have bad news, your son Izuku does not have a quirk, he is quirkless. With that the young man lowered his head as he watched his dreams begin to fall in the face of such a thing, while his family remained somewhat quiet. Izuku, I don't have a quirk. The young man was feeling ill as the moment began to become awkward, so the man in the room wanted to continue talking. Doctor, if you like to know this, your daughter Izumi got a brute strength quirk, so right now she has something good I suppose. Saying that, he didn't know what had happened, as his sister began to celebrate for such a thing and more than anything for the relief of thinking that he was quirkless like his brother. Inko, I'd like to know if you're sure about the things that are happening. I mean, you can't be sure if that villain made the reports fail. Doctor, we did the tests again, but I'm afraid no, your son doesn't have a quirk, but well, somewhere else you can put things together so you can have the reports on your daughter's quirk. The woman was able to be grateful as she left the place, even though the young man was feeling quite bad inside knowing that he was not going to fulfill his dreams. But the young man did not intend to stay still, but quite the opposite, and he planned to become stronger no matter what happened. Only for the days to begin to pass, turning into months. After that, Izuku began to be marginalized by his family, something cruel for a child of just 4 years old. Izumi, you're just scum and I'm sure if you dare to come near me and touch me then I'll end up infected by your being. Inko, why do you say that if he will die today? Izuku crying, sniff, let me sniff, I didn't do anything, sniff. It wasn't my fault I was quirkless, sniff. Inko, shut up you useless bastard. So they beat him mercilessly until he was left on the verge of unconsciousness, and with burns since Izumi has the pyrokinesis quirk. Izuku, wow, this looks bad, I guess this isn't going to be anything good. He said this while looking at his wounds and thinking until he saw a light in front of him, while a rather reassuring feminine voice began to appear. Woman, poor child, I'd better help you with this problem. He saw the woman come out of the light, having white wings like those of a bird, 5 on each side, a snow-white dress with golden edges, bare shoulders and a neckline, white sleeves with gloves of the same color, and a light on her head, preventing her face from being seen. It was the Supreme Deity himself. Izuku didn't know who he was. Even though he didn't see her, he felt like that presence wasn't going to harm him, but rather protect him at all costs, without knowing why. The green-haired man couldn't understand what was happening. A woman of great beauty had just appeared in front of him with an aura that managed to calm him down and make him think that the woman was really going to be able to protect him at all costs, something he couldn't understand until she could only get closer to him, and with one hand she began to caress his face, causing his wounds to end up healing, surprising him with such a thing. Izuku, what happened to me? Woman, well, I want to help you, and it's best to start with your wounds. They look pretty ugly, to be honest. Izuku, I don't understand. I'm supposed to be quirkless, something that everyone hates. Woman, well, not everyone hates you. I'm showing you right now that I'm helping you. Izuku, I can't understand it. It really doesn't make sense to me why he wants to help me like that. Woman, well, I would like to help you with something in particular, but first, let me introduce myself. I am the leader of the goddess clan, the Supreme Deity himself. The young man, like every boy, heard about that clan where all the light is represented, being led by the Supreme Deity, a being of pure power. Izuku, I don't understand why a being like you is in a place like this. I'm just someone that nobody wants to help. Supreme Deity, that's true, many may think the same, but you are precisely someone I'm looking for, and I suppose I should explain a few things to you first for that very reason. Izuku, I guess so. I think it's best if you can explain this to me. Yes, well, the goddess clan is one of the many clans that have existed since ancient times. We have existed with humans for a long time and have even fought against our counterparts, the demons, a long time ago. Izuku, wow, that's amazing. Yes, that's right. But it was the leader's fault that wars started. But when our children decided to put an end to it, we did nothing but curse them for disobeying us. But later they proved that we were stupid and arrogant. Even the demon king was overthrown by his children, and my daughter married her eldest son and even had a child. They faced dangers. They made me see how wrong I was, but thanks to that, I was able to see them be happy and be able to be a grandmother, but that joy faded when they died. Since then I have felt alone, and I have the desire to be a mother again. Izuku, so he says he wants me to be his new son, a human without a quirk, someone who was simply treated like garbage without a second thought. Supreme Deity, exactly. Despite all that, I want you to be my son. You showed that you would never stop giving up on your dreams. I know you want to be the hero who saves others with a smile. But more than anything, you want no one to suffer what you went through. Besides that, you have no desire for revenge, proving to be pure of heart. Although if you agree to be my son, there is a very important subject to discuss. Is that if you accept, I will transform you and you will be from the clan of the goddesses, therefore you will stop being a human. Izuku just thought about it carefully. Despite being 4 years old, he was intelligent, but he was still the same happy boy as always. Izuku, in short, I will never be able to be a human again. I will be part of the goddess clan, which means having wings like you among other things. Yes, that's right. Izuku noticed sadness in the woman, so he accepted without hesitation, since she even hugged him maternally. Izuku, I accept. I only ask you to change my blood to yours and have another appearance. Since, to be honest, the love that my real mother gave me was truly false. Therefore I could never feel that love like I feel when you hug me smiling. DS, do you really accept? I say, even though I know what I'm like sometimes, you really want me as your mother. Izuku, I know that with Elizabeth you weren't the best, but you realized your mistake so you could have a second chance. Also I see that you want to feel that love that a son gives to his mother, right? The Supreme Deity, seeing that the boy was telling the truth, could only shed tears. He smiled, though it wasn't noticeable due to the light emanating from his face, and embraced the young man as a faint light began to break the chains that held his body, freeing him, causing him to feel, for the first time, the true love of a mother in his body, reciprocating the embrace. DS, you don't know how happy this makes me. I'm really glad to know that we're going to be able to be together. Izuku, so when are we leaving? The truth is, I don't like this place at all. I don't want to stay here. Supreme Deity, well, we'll leave right now. I'm not going to leave you in this place that's so bad for you. He said this as he began to make a light that ended up taking them out of the place, making them appear on top of a fairly large city. Izuku, where are we? Ka-san? That the little one called her that filled the deity with love and joy. DS. We are in Luz de Gracia, the kingdom of the goddess clan. Izuku amazed. Wow. Well, when will you change my blood, Kasan? DS. I already did it. You just have to sleep like this and in the morning you will have your wings. Also your appearance will change, you just have to sleep a little so that your body can get used to the changes that are going to happen to your body. Izuku. Then I'm going to change. I'm really starting to get excited about this. I can't wait any longer to be part of the clan. To be someone who can have this opportunity to be your son. Supreme Deity. It is true, and as my son you will be able to be the next to lead the clan of the goddesses. We just have to wait for the moment when all that can happen. In the meantime, rest, son. You must re-establish your strength. She said this as she went to kiss him on his forehead, causing him to calm down as he settled into bed to start sleeping because it had been a while since he had been able to rest in a place as comfortable as a bed, although this one was more comfortable than the one he had before. Chapter 2. The next day, Izuku was waking up thinking that it was all a dream, but he began to feel something moving behind his back. He was very surprised to see 2 pairs of wings. When he approached the mirror, he discovered that he no longer had freckles and his previously dark green hair had now turned bright blonde. He went down from his room to the living room where his mother greeted him. They had breakfast together and talked about what they were going to do, including training to control his angel power, in addition to receiving the 4 graces, with the difference in that of sunshine, since the Supreme Deity changed the way it made her opponent bigger. Izuku accepted the power his mother gave him, and she warned him about what was happening in the demon realm, so that a holy war could soon take place. She even convinced Izuku that at 15 he would enter the U.A., the latter being half accepted, since as heir to the goddess clan he could be a target for villains. Thus began Izuku's training, and thanks to the power of the Supreme Deity, she was able to revive the previous Archangel male to be her son's teacher, to which the revived one agreed and proceeded to train the boy. Thus, 11 years passed, where Izuku gained a defined and quite voluminous muscle mass for being 15 years old, since at 1.80 m he appeared to be 20 years old. In the Midoriya household, everything was happy and joyful, but soon everything turned to sadness, as they felt like something was missing, so Inko started dating a man, but it didn't work out, as they broke up after 2 years. It wasn't the same with Izumi. She began to become unsociable and very reserved. Returning to Izuku. Izuku, male sensei is sure. Male, that's right, young prince, thus starting a fight between them. Izuku, sensei, you're not doing bad at all, smiles. Male, you have improved, Izuku-sama. Izuku, male, don't tell me, sama, I hate it. Male, I know, that's why I'm telling you. Izuku, tornado. Male, not bad, prince. At that, Izuku gives a combo of blows to male, who if it weren't for his experience would end up losing. Male, Izuku, I'm proud of how strong you've become. I'm honored to train the young prince. Izuku, thank you, male sensei. It is an honor that one of the 4 archangels has trained me. Male, you've improved a lot. It's time for you to come down to the human world to fulfill your dream. Izuku, hi, with the Supreme Deity. The Supreme Deity had doubts, so he chose to go to UA to Director Niza's office, who was with Almight talking about the successor. Almight, do you really think young Mirio is the one? Nizu, 100% sure. He couldn't finish speaking as a pillar of light appeared, revealing 5 pairs of wings. Supreme Deity, Director Niza, I mean? Nizu, that's right, and I'd like to ask who you are. Supreme Deity, pardon my lack of manners. I am the Supreme Deity, leader of the goddess clan. Almight, aren't those a clan of legends from before the existence of Quirks? Supreme Deity, I see you have read about the clans of antiquity. That is correct. Nizu, since we owe his visit, Supreme Deity. Supreme Deity, you see, I want to enroll my son. He wants to be a hero, so I want him to come to the best academy according to reports. Almight, but that's not risky. I mean, according to what I know, your son is the heir to the goddess clan, so he won't be in danger? Supreme Deity, that's what I told my son, but he wants to be a hero, plus All for One probably wants to see what's left of the demon clan. Almight and Nizu paled. Nizu, that means that. Supreme Deity, this is a risk of a new holy war. Almight, but if he finds out about his son, he'll be a target. Supreme Deity, don't worry about that because my son is not weak enough to fall to a weak villain. Demons are another matter. Nizu, but what does Zeldris-sama think? Supreme Deity, I haven't had contact with Zeldris for years and I found his wife dead, so I don't rule out a coup against him by the demons who were still loyal to his father. Nizu, then it's decided. I know you'll want to make him take the entrance exam, but if he does it he'll attract attention, so he'll get in by recommendation. Supreme Deity, fine. I'm fine with that. Just make sure nothing happens to him, and All Might will have more powers than humans, so you'll realize who he is. Nizu, don't worry, Supreme Deity, your safety will be assured. Even if you want, you can put someone from your clan who will go unnoticed. All Might, I see, and I agree with the director. For safety, send someone from your clan. Supreme Deity, okay. Without further ado, I'll be leaving. Disappears in a pillar of light. Chapter 3. In Light of Grace, the Supreme Deity had appeared at Izuku's training place while being watched by Male and Narabasta, while the blonde-haired boy trained. Supreme Deity, it's getting better, isn't it? Male, he is incredibly stubborn with training. Even if they tell him to rest, he won't do it, and will continue training. Narabasta, but it's normal for him. By the way, Your Majesty, how it went for him in the human world. Supreme Deity, they accepted him, but I want you to go with him to protect him. You will go as security personnel to the UA. Male, I agree. We can't let anything happen to the prince. Narabasta, I agree. With Izuku. Izuku was a young man training, only wearing white pants, white sneakers with green laces, and at the same time his white wings were all over the place with his blonde hair being moved by the wind. Izuku, Vala does good sometimes to train early. I never thought to have such good benefits. Imagine he is blonde and has no halo. Narabasta, hey, do you think you should slow down your training a bit? You know very well that you recently fainted from overexertion. Izuku, nah, I want to be stronger. Supreme Deity, son, it's time to rest, because tomorrow you start at the UA. Izuku, mom, will I take the exam? Supreme Deity, unfortunately not, since it's already been done, but you got in by recommendation since they don't want you to draw attention to yourself to attract villains. Plus you'll be going to 1A, classes have already started, but you'll still go. Izuku, well, although you know I like to earn things with effort. Supreme Deity, I know, you are my son for a reason. Izuku, do you think Elizabeth would be proud that her little brother is a hero who saves everyone with a smile? Supreme Deity, rest assured, even your brother-in-law would like it, so if you spend some time there I will take you to the Necropolis so I can introduce you to them, and maybe I will revive your nephew if I can, since I do not want Meliodas to take away his innocence because of his perversion. Izuku, was he really perverted? Supreme Deity, how do you have no idea? Male, you don't want to meet him when he's like this, my young apprentice. Izuku, well, I'll go prepare to go to UA. Time skip to the next day. Izuku, I'm leaving now, mom. Wish me luck on the first day. Hugs her. Supreme Deity, I hope your first day goes well and you get to meet my future daughter-in-law. Izuku blushed. Mom. The Supreme Deity just laughed at the comment. Male, well, your majesty, young prince, it's time to go. Izuku, hi. At the UA, 1A was waiting for their teacher to arrive, but suddenly they were called to the courtyard by Principal Nizu, and in 5 minutes everyone was there, including All Might, the Big Three, and Aizawa. Nizu, well, welcome young people to the hero course. You're probably wondering why you were called here on your first day, right? Everyone nods, including Aizawa. Nizu, well, the answer is, he didn't manage to finish because a pillar of light appeared and after it vanished, 3 silhouettes were seen, leaving everyone with doubts. But Aizawa with a face that wanted to protect the students. Male, you must be the director. Nizu, or it seems that they have already arrived and I suppose that you are one of the 4 archangels, isn't that right? Male, wow, the Supreme Deity was not exaggerating with his intelligence. That's how I introduce myself. I am Male, the most powerful of the 4 archangels and their last survivor after the last holy war. Momo, wait, the Supreme Deity? Archangels? Don't tell us the ancient clan still exists. Nizu, that's right, young Yayorozu, that's why you're here. Narabasta, young prince, it's time for you to join his class of heroes. At that moment, a 15-year-old blonde boy showed himself and approached. Nizu, wow, so you're young Izuku, aren't you? Izuku, that's right, Mr. Nizu. I introduce myself, I'm Izuku, son of the Supreme Deity, leader of the goddess clan while showing his wings. Aizawa, and those of 1A, just change Izuku for Izumi. We're surprised, especially Izumi Midoriya. Izumi, hey brother, is that you? Izuku, hello miss. I don't know what you're referring to, since I'm not human, and from what I can understand from your faces that you had a brother with the same name as me who was killed with your mother for being quirkless, right? Nobody believed those words, and All Might began to suspect who the young man was since Inko Midoriya told him her past, and he understood her, so he supported her. In the last 2 years, All Might and Inko Midoriya are dating since the woman wanted to try to rebuild her life. Izumi, it seems you don't have exactly the same features. You are Izuku, Midoriya shouting in almost anger. Izuku, I see that you recognize him, but what can I say? He was your brother. But when you burned me alive and Inko and I beat me almost to death, you stopped being my family. As you can see, I'm no longer human. My blood is not from your race. I belong to the goddess clan, and my true mother is the Supreme Deity. Male, young prince, you must not be alarmed, please calm down. Izuku, but I'm calm. Everyone was beginning to look at Izumi with disappointment, and Bakugo, who had thought of her as an innocent girl, could only see her not with hatred but with pity. So they began to approach the blonde-haired boy to get to know each other. Bakugo, let me introduce myself. I'm Katsuki Bakugo. Izuku, I'm Izuku, smiles. Shoto, I'm Shoto Todoroki. Kirishima, I'm Eijiro Kirishima. It's a pleasure, Izuku-sama. Izuku, I hate honorifics. I won't even let male call me that, so please, let's be friends. Kirishima, sorry hihi, your wings are cool and very manly. With the teachers. All Might, he really hates her, right? Male, actually no, he just feels disappointment, and since he never felt love from that woman, it was good for him that the Supreme Deity changed his blood. Aizawa, don't you think the green-haired girl will try to get him back? Narabasta, Izuku has no intention of returning, so I don't think he'll go with her. All Might, but he's a bit cruel to her. Male, leave it alone. One way or another, he had to face his past. Besides, it's better to do it now than later. Nizu, All Might, would you like to start the class? Male and Narabasta, and I see the security from what you know. All Might, yes. Aizawa and the big three, what does it refer to? Nizu, no one should know that Izuku is not human, since Mirio, he would like to steal his powers, and as a member of that clan his power is not a quirk, so he will kill him. Nizu, that's right. All Might, okay shonens, introductions aside, it's time for combat training. Izuku, wait for me. I'm here with my suit, the one in the picture. Everyone was amazed by Izuku's outfit and his toned body, but more than anything by the fact that he had a sword. All the fights were the same as the anime, except for Izuku's with Uraraka, since they wanted to see the power of the goddess clan. Izuku, Uraraka-san, I see that the ashen-haired boy is somewhat impulsive, so I want to face him myself. Uraraka, okay. Bakugo, let's see what you have, little prince. Izuku arc. Bakugo, what the hell, his left explosive glove had been destroyed since Izuku didn't make it powerful enough to eliminate his hand. Izuku, don't underestimate me. Just because I'm from the goddess clan doesn't mean I'm weak. In the observation room. Kirishima, that was amazing. Momo, is that the power of that clan? Narabasta, who had just entered, that's part of his magical power. He hasn't used his graces yet, as he possesses all four. All Might, does he possess the famous sunshine that human once carried? Narabasta, if you mean the one Escana used, yes. All Might, but won't he die if he uses it? Narabasta, no, being from the goddess clan that power does not consume him. In the fight, Izuku, while you're amazing, you're strong, I think I'll have to use a technique with my power. Bakugo, let's see if you can beat me. Izuku, Jonah's passion, a large whale of water came out hitting Bakugo, leaving him unconscious. Izuku, oh, I went too far. In the observation room. Narabasta, so use the grace of the ocean, well thought out. Momo, did he use the grace of the Archangel Tarmiel? Narabasta, that's right, in fact he has all four. Male, how are you? Narabasta, I only use the arc and the grace of the ocean. Male, wow, I didn't think he would use it. With Izuku. Izuku, Uraraka, are you okay? Uraraka, Izuku discovered me. At that moment a flash appeared in front of Lita. Lita, what the hell? Quickly getting out of shock and trying to hit him. Izuku, Wind Dome. Lita, ARG, what was that? Izuku, I don't think you can penetrate my defense, surrender villain. Over the loudspeakers, the heroes win. Lita, but when? Izuku, you got too confident in focusing on me, but it was a good fight. In the room. Kirishima, dude, that was amazing. Izuku, thank you. All Might, who stood out the most in this test? An explanation from Momo after why Izuku was the best. Izuku, wow, how smart. Momo just blushes. Male thinking, I just hope he's not like Meliodas. Almight, well, the class ends here. See you shonens. Male, well, I'll be in charge of the rest of the class, so I want you to introduce yourselves. Time skip end of classes. Kirishima, hey Izu bro. Izuku, tell me Kiri bro. Kirishima, you're going to the terminal. Izuku, no, in fact, I must return to my home, to Luz de Gracia where the goddess clan is. Don't worry, I'll tell my mother, she'll surely let me go and we'll train there since there's a coliseum. Smiles. Katsuki, I'm in. I won't let you beat me, damn angel. Izuku, wow, I couldn't expect more from who my rival will be. Smiles. Chapter 4. Izuku had said goodbye to his two new friends Eijiro Kirishima, a redhead obsessed with masculinity, and Katsuki Bakugo, a somewhat bitter and proud pale-haired boy, but whom Izuku himself sees as a rival. In the light of grace. Izuku, mother, I'm back. Supreme Deity, wow, I see you had fun. Izuku, yes, I also like something, and that is that I managed to make two friends, and I wanted to ask if. Supreme Deity, why do they come here? Izuku, yes, puppy eyes. Supreme Deity, I can't resist that, okay, but. Izuku, we'll only use the Colosseum. I want to see how we train and get stronger. Hee. Supreme Deity, wow, you're excited. Izuku, yes. Supreme Deity, and that girl you called smart is my future daughter-in-law? Izuku blushed, and no. Supreme Deity, ha ha ha, you're shy even with girls. Izuku, if it's to ask for dates, yes, but not for friendships. After the awkward moment they made Izuku go through, the rest of the afternoon and evening were normal. Time skipped to the next day at the UA. At UA they were having some problems since they were trying to enter the academy despite the people being reporters who came to ask questions about All Might. Something quite annoying. Kaminari, wow, there's really a lot of chaos outside the academy. Kirishima, I guess the teacher isn't happy at all about what's happening. He said this while looking at his teacher who was quite annoyed at how he had to contain the reporters. Izuku, at least they didn't ask about me. Hee. Kirishima, nobody knows that his clan still exists. Thank goodness you're still hiding. Izubro. Izuku, don't even say it. I don't want to be married off so that they offer me the hands of girls for being the heir of the clan. Or to be married off so that they can kill me, especially knowing that there are rumors of demons around. Kirishima, wait, damn it. Izuku, yes. It's no wonder that after Zeldris-sama was overthrown and possibly killed for wanting peace, whoever takes his place wants to attack the human world, since light of grace is too far beyond his reach. Everyone was a little scared by what Izuku said. But it went away when Mama Caterpillar came in. Aizawa, well, we can start with the class. Lita, before you start, Professor, I have a question. Aizawa, what's happening now? Lita, well, we understand that Izuku entered as another student, but since he is not human, why did they accept him? Knowing of rumors of some monsters that claim to be demons, he is the prince of that clan. Wouldn't that make him a target? Aizawa, I guess you're right, but rumors are just that. Izuku, although it's weird that they ask so much about All Might, but seeing me as a human is much weirder. Lita, but you hide your wings very well, so you camouflage yourself. Izuku, I guess that's true, but I feel uncomfortable. That's when Mail and Narabasta come in. Mail, well, we will join to be teachers. Aizawa, I didn't warn you kids, but anyway, I'll leave the class with you. He activates caterpillar mode and falls asleep. Kirishima, hey, not for nothing, but I would like to know about the goddesses. Why did you decide to come? Narabasta, we're just going to keep Izuku safe. Momo, in short, they just want to keep their prince safe without giving it much thought. Narabasta, exactly, that's what happens when you're honest. Izuku, although I don't think it's that bad, I say there's nothing we should worry about. So they spent the time talking about where they knew each other better with Izuku, while learning more about the world of the goddesses, so we skipped to lunchtime. Izuku, where will I sit? Kirishima, hey Izubro, sit with us, while pointing at Bakugo. Izuku, okay. Kirishima, hey, we're going today, right? Izuku, yep, my mom left me. He said it while having a smile until they began to hear an alarm that people entered the academy causing chaos. Although like the original story they discovered the cause of everything being the reporters who managed to enter the place by destroying the doors. Izuku, what's wrong? Kirishima, I don't know, I even lost sight of Kaminari. Lita ends up calming the situation like in the anime and classes with Aizawa where she would report the trip to U.S.J the next day. Izuku, okay, are we done? Kirishima, yes, always. Kaminari, Kirishima warned me today, but I'm going. Bakugo, tch whatever. Izuku, male, let's go. Male, it's okay. Then they disappear in a pillar of light, appearing in the light of grace. Izuku, finally home, what a tiring day. Kirishima, wow, what an amazing and manly place. Kaminari, transmits a lot of peace. Bakugo, it's acceptable. Male, well, I'll guide you to the Colosseum where we'll train. All HAI. 2 hours of training later. Izuku, that was amazing. Kirishima, that's immense training. Kaminari, it was very hard. Bakugo, not bad. I'm glad to know you had a good time. Izuku, mother. Supreme Deity. Izuku, how have you been? Kirishima, wow, you are the Supreme Deity. It's amazing. Kaminari, nice to meet you. Bakugo, surprising, just as expressive as Todoroki. Supreme Deity, well, I brought you some refreshments. Izuku, you shouldn't have bothered, mother. Supreme Deity, hey, tomorrow you're going to the U.S.J, right? Izuku, yes. Supreme Deity, carry your sword and if any demon attacks you, kill it. I don't think Esterosa left Zeldris alive, but I will continue looking for him. Izuku, yes, and guys, if you see demons we will fight and try to kill them. I know you think that heroes don't kill, but demons are worse than villains. Bakugo, well, something else to shine. Kaminari, I hope I can fight. Kirishima, although Lita will be a nuisance. Male, don't worry about that, I'll go with you. This is how the day went, where Izuku spent time with his friends and managed to train with them. Elsewhere, are you sure she let him study at the UA? If that's right, all for one, then I'll give you Dahaka, the headless demon of the 6 Black Knights, plus a group of red and gray demons. Don't disappoint me. All for one. I won't do it. Bellion of the 6 Black Knights, and rest assured that Esterosa will be grateful for an alliance with me. Bellion, I hope so. All for one. Shigaraki, you know what to do. Shigaraki, as sensei orders. Chapter 5. Class 1A can be seen in their classroom waiting for Mama Caterpillar. Aizawa, today, kids, we're going to U.S.J. You decide whether to wear your suit or not. You have 30 minutes. Izuku, sensei, I want to talk to you, in private. Aizawa, what did you want to talk about, Izuku? Izuku, well, there are 2 things actually. The first is that my mother told me that if demons appear I should fight and kill those things, and to tell the others to do it. Bakugo and Kirishima trained with me to do it, so if they appear we will act. Aizawa sighs, okay. And the other thing? Izuku, I have a feeling, if the place where we're going is in the U.S.J, it's in that direction. I'm sensing a somewhat large evil power. I'm just telling you to stay alert. Aizawa, good serious. 25-minute time skip. Lita, are we all here? Melissa, Izuku-kun is missing. Izuku, here I am? Showing his new suit and his spear, with his sword sheathed. Kirishima, that suit looks so masculine. Lita, but weapons? A hero doesn't use them. Izuku, Lita, you know that I am a goddess, not a human. Besides, it is just an increase in power, nothing more. And it even looks great. What do you think, Momo-senpai? Momo blushed. You look good, Izuku-kun. Everyone gets on the bus, and on the way Tsuyu asks, Tsuyu, Izuku-sama. Izuku, don't call me Sama, I hate it, but tell me Azuri-san. Tsuyu, tell me Tsuyu-chan. And I wanted to first ask you for forgiveness for the Sama, and second ask you something? Izuku, tell me. Tsuyu, you're more serious than usual. What's going on? Plus, your power is incredible. Izuku, the truth is that my mother informed me what happens in the underworld, how they overthrew the previous demon king Zeldris just for wanting a peaceful coexistence between the races, which can trigger a holy war if demons appear here. Tsuyu, is that so serious? Izuku, partly yes. Kirishima, Izabro, if they appear we will kill the demons. Lita, but a hero doesn't kill. Izuku, if you don't kill them, they'll devour your soul. Lita, your choice. Besides, they're not human, and if they were in this world, they'd be looking for alliances with some villain to enhance their power with the blood of demons. Aizawa, if that were the case, what would happen? Who could come? Izuku, I only think of low-ranking demons, but not one of the current elites, the 6 Black Knights. Everyone gets scared, but they manage to get there and go down to the U.S.J, meeting 13 and having the canon talk. Thus Kurogyri appears. Kurogyri, we are the League of Villains and we are here to kill Almight. Have you seen it? Everyone gets scared except Izuku. Kurogyri, well, excuse me, but why can't I separate them? Izuku, I won't allow it, villain. Kurogyri, I see someone has guts, don't you think? So a brat with the grace of a tornado. It will be fun to kill you. That voice disturbed everyone, seeing a headless being with eyes and a mouth on its torso. Izuku, who are you? Standing on guard with his spear, his wings are tucked away to avoid trouble. Dehaka. I am Dehaka, the headless demon of the 6 Black Knights. Everyone tensed up at that. Izuku, I won't make it that easy for you, damn it. Dehaka, less talk and more fight. Although I will devour their souls, ha 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 ha. Izuku in thoughts. I have to beat this guy without taking out my wings. It's bad that he knows I have one grace. Izuku, fine Dehaka. I'll be the one to kill you. Dehaka, you must have guts before you pwatch. Izuku, tornado. Dehaka, damn, launching to hit Izuku, but what? Izuku, I doubt you can get past my wind barrier. Now take this, hitting him with his spear many times. Dehaka, you don't hit anything bad, kid, but it's time to yuck. Izuku, that was a hard burying his spear in Dehaka. Dehaka cursed. Izuku, rebellion. Izuku, thanks to Male, developed the Esterosa sword technique, but instead of being purple or black, these are golden. He also knows the Emperor's Hammer of Gil Thunder and the counterattack in the Meliodas and Esterosa versions. Now speak, who sent you? Dehaka, previously dead. Izuku, bad, answered the second. Everyone was surprised, especially the teachers, at how bloodthirsty Izuku was. Lita, he's torturing him. Bakugo, Kirishima is a demon, you felt it. Kirishima, he's coming fast, and not just him, but wait. Shigaraki, did you realize, brats? Noma has demonic blood. Jaj. Also, why don't we invite some friends to the party? Bring them, Kurogyri. Kurogyri opens portals taking out red and gray demons, but these were like humans. Izuku thinking, I have to end this quickly. Kurogyri, we must go. Shigaraki. Shigaraki, goodbye heroes. I'll stay here. I want to see how strong that peace symbol is. Shigaraki, as Gus Derokio from the 6 Black Knights. Aizawa thinking, shit, this is bad. 2 of the 6 Black Knights here and several demons. At UA, Male, those powers are from Nizu. What's going on, Male-san? Narabasta, Male are demons, they are in the U.S.J. Male, the prince. Nizu, I will gather the available heroes. With Izuku. Dehaka, ha ha, you are lost, human. Izuku, the 3rd stabbing another sword, the 4th stabbing another, the 5th, the 6th. Dehaka cursed. Izuku, the 7th, die cursed. With the 1A. Bakugo, Kirishima, you felt it. Kirishima, if Izuku defeated the headless one. Derokio, wow. Dehaka has been defeated. I didn't expect a human to be able to beat him. The U.S.J. door breaks. Almight, don't worry, what the students have suffered today is detestable. I can't imagine what they have suffered. From what I can say, don't fear. Do you know why? Because I am here with a face of pure annoyance. Male, fear not, young people, cursed demons will be exterminated. Derokio, so the former Archangel. He couldn't finish because of some spheres of light that manifested. Derokio, what the hell is that? Izuku spreading his wings. It's his end. Damn demons, Omega Arc, the red and gray demons are erased without leaving a trace of them. Derokio, you are not human, you are from the clan of the goddesses. Izuku, so what, now die, cruel son. Derokio, this power is beastly, who the hell are you? Scared. The cruel son struck the Nomu, killing it. Izuku, continue, you Black Knight. Derokio, we'll see about that, you'll die for the Lion King. Izuku drawing his sword. A weakling like you is not worthy of proclaiming himself king. It's laughable, raising his sword, giving an upward slash, splitting the demon in half and making it disappear. Only an HHHHHH and a deep silence were heard. Kirishima, what a manly attack. Lita, that is the power of the goddess clan. Almight, well done, young man. But do you know that he killed 2 villains? Izuku, they weren't humans. And there were 3 big shots. A monster called Nomu that had more than 3 quirks and demonic blood, and 2 of the 6 Black Knights, plus the red and gray demons that were surely about 50. Male, it's surprising, you'll surely fight the captain of the 6 Black Knights Bellion, but it's not time to celebrate. This must be discussed to increase security. Almight, okay. At that moment, Nizu and the other teachers arrive. And since Shigaraki and Kurogyri are not there, the minor villains, seeing the power of a boy who defeated so many demons, surrendered out of fear. Male, Izuku, you must return to Luz de Gracia with Bakugo and Kirishima now. You have already trained there and the Supreme Deity wants to see you. Shota will join, as will Kaminari. You will train to at least be fighting against one of the 4 remaining of the 6 Black Knights. The rest will go to be able to fight against gray and red demons. in addition to being able to stand up to villains like number 1 AFO. Class 1A, surprised that they were going to Izuku's home, just nodded and went home. Chapter 6. After the U.S.J. attack, Izuku along with Bakugo and Kirishima had been sent to Luz de Gracia, while the teachers who were at the U.S.J. with Narabasta and Mail were talking about what had happened, deciding that they would give the students 1 week of rest, where the press would not find out about what was planned and it would be said that the students were on break due to the possible trauma they had. In the light of grace, we can observe the trio of friends training in the Colosseum under the gaze of the Supreme Deity, who offered to tell them a routine. Izuku: this is great, dodging a thrust from Bakugo, who was learning to use a sword. Kirishima: this is extremely manly, giving an S-gainer style axe slash, but it is blocked by Izuku with his sword. Katsuki: wow, not bad, I didn't think this would be fun, ha ha ha. Supreme Deity: okay, that's enough, you've trained enough, it's time to change and welcome your teammates. The 3 HAI. At the UA. Male: are you ready? Class 1A Todoroki, HAI. Narabasta: well, casting a spell. Everything went white for Class 1A and Almight, who was going to watch the training, but when they regained their sight they were speechless. Almight: it's amazing. Denki: I also said the same thing when I came. Wow, they've arrived. In that they see Izuku come down with his goddess clan outfit. Needless to say, the girls had a nosebleed and a strong blush because of the sculpted body of the literal god of Izuku. As for the men, they simply respected and envied, and an expressionless Todoroki just said that he looked good. Momo: Izuku-in, you look good, blushing, making Kirishima's hair envious. Melissa: you look good, drooling. Izuku: hee hee, I think coming after training wasn't good. Lita: Izuku, it's not an exaggeration to come almost naked. Kaminari: Izubro, I have my equipment in the room you gave me, right? Izuku: Lita, I'm not naked, besides this is my clan and I'm wearing a suit from here. And second, yes, Kamibro. Kaminari: well, I'll get going and go train. Izuku: wait, my mother made tea. Supreme Deity: I see they've arrived. Izuku: please take them to the living room and take a shower, you were training until 10 minutes ago. Izuku: yes, mother, please follow me. Everyone follows him to the Great Hall and sees Kirishima and Bakugo wearing goddess clan outfits, but not so revealing. Mina: Kirishima, you look great. Kirishima: thank you. Uraraka: you look great. Bakugo: Bakugo, whatever you say, round face. Izumi: so this is where my ex-brother lives. It looks like a good place, crying internally. Almight: wow, shonen, they sure live well, haha. Male: Izuku, listen to your mother, I'll stay with them. Izuku: hi, sensei leaves. Supreme Deity: make yourself at home. And Kaminari: I believe your sacred treasure is ready. Kaminari: really? Supreme Deity: yes, then ask Izuku for it. Kirishima: my sacred treasure looks cool, showing an axe, it looks so manly. In the image, just change the color of the axe to red and add a handle like S-gainers. Bakugo: that's nothing like my sword. Kaminari: wow, I want my sacred treasure now. Comical tears of emotion. Almight: wow, these shonens look amazing, lol. Izuku: I'm back. They add wings to the image and blonde hair. Momo and Melissa: Kaya, how handsome. Lita: your suit is great, you look like a prince. Izuku: I am Hihi. Supreme Deity: enjoy the tea. Class 1A, thank you. Half-hour time skip. Izuku: well, it's time to go to the Colosseum. And Kaminari: 10. For those who recognize it, it's Zenitsu's sword from Kimetsu. Kaminari: it's amazing. Izuku: well, what we'll do is train physically first, and then we'll see how they can use a sacred treasure so they can use their quirk even more, since if you look at Bakugo or Kirishima, the sacred treasure is an increase in power. It doesn't give power, but it helps us get more of ours out. Lita: I don't understand. Izuku: you see, their powers or quirks are a great lake. How much power can they draw out just using their hands? Lita: little. Izuku: exactly, it is thanks to his sacred treasure where they will get the most out of his power. Look at Kirishima, for example. With his power he can only harden himself, but with his sacred treasure, he discovered that it is related to the ancient magic of the giant clan, which helps him use the earth. Lita: wow. Izuku: male sensei. Male: go with Bakugo and Kirishima to keep watch, since you guys overdid it today training. Kirishima: training is for men. Shark smile. Izuku: whatever you say. Musu and Kiribro, let's go. Bakugo: go ahead, Angel. This is how Izuku and his friends left. Male: well, this week's training will be divided as follows. Physical with All Might and Quirks with me. That way we will see what their fighting style is like. We will even use melee attacks without quirks to avoid being a burden in case we are disabled. Class 1A HAI Sensei. Thus began the training in Light of Grace. Chapter 7. The first week of training was torture for those from UA. Shoto and Kaminari were the ones who quickly adapted, Kaminari having previously trained with Izuku, so he began to work on the use of his quirk with his sacred treasure. With Shoto it was different. Although he refused to use his father's fire side, Izuku and Mail helped him, making him a formidable warrior. So Mail chose to tell Izuku, Kirishima, Bakugo, Todoroki and Kaminari that they would train in a secluded place since they would train with the sacred treasures. Izuku, Todoroki, it's time. Todoroki, what about? Doubtful. Mail, that you receive your sacred treasure. Todoroki, really expressionless but amazed. Izuku, sure, here. Izuku, these swords become one, known as dual swords. They represent the sides each wields. In your case, your ice and fire, and when they unite it shows. Todoroki, my balance, isn't it? Mail, you were right, young man. Carry them as a symbol that your balance has been achieved. You may have days when you have to face your father and decide to use only your ice, but these swords will remind you of your strength. The more focused the warrior is, the more power he obtains. Todoroki, HAI. Izuku, well, it's time to train with the treasures, with the rest of the UA. Siro, this is extreme panting. Sato, you're right. Aoyama, my stomach. Momo, we mustn't give up, guys, taking out 2 fans. Narabasta, well said, young Momo. If you have to face even the smallest villain, you must be prepared. Appearances are deceiving. Even the weakest and most innocent villain can become the most difficult opponent. Class 1A HAI. With Izuku. Izuku, cruel sun. Kirishima, giant meteor. Bakugo, short bomb. The 3 launched their attacks on some training dummies. Todoroki, they don't hold back. Kaminari, don't even mention it, but it's my turn. Bakugo, brilliant detonation. Izuku, Jonas's passion. Kirishima, Glon Gladius. Kaminari, Fulgur. Todoroki, I won't be left behind. Using his sword FLMET, a powerful flamethrower comes out towards a mannequin, charring it. Mail, you surprised me. That's all for today, rest. Izuku, wow, the training was so nice. Kirishima, he was so manly. Minutes before, with the rest of the UA, the ground began to shake. Almight, what is this? Narabasta, Mail didn't make them hold back. Momo, is that fire? Mineta, no, how scary in fetal position. Almight, incredible, far surpasses Endeavor's fire. Melissa, is that the power with a sacred treasure? Siro, and we said that Izuku was strong. Those 4 have become too strong. Izumi, the power of those 5 is surprising. Oni-chan, forgive me. Narabasta, Melissa, it's time I gave this to you. Melissa, it's my. Narabasta, if it's your sacred treasure, you can name it whatever you want and develop your own skills. Smiles. Melissa, HAI. All Might, wow, Melissa is beautiful, protect her with your life. Izuku, wow, Meli-chan, you received your sacred treasure. Protagonist trademark smile. Melissa, hi. Izuku, it's time to develop your attacks. Izuku's training, rest, and tours of the place passed quickly, and his progress was rapid. Melissa developed a diagonal cut she called Bari, while Todoroki developed his own moves with his swords, and Denki did the same with his katana. The others, while discouraged by not having sacred treasures, improved their quirk management. The 2 weeks were over, and the sports festival was approaching, so it was time to return to UA. They wouldn't be allowed to use their sacred treasures, but Izuku and the others would have well deserved a place among the top places in the event. Chapter 8. It's been 2 weeks since they arrived to train at Luz de Gracia, so the UA students will return to school since the sports festival will be in a few days. Supreme Deity, wow, I didn't think your friends would improve so much. Izuku, I do, I trust them, and I like them happy. Supreme Deity, your ex-sister was there, you know? Izuku, yes, but I'm happy with you, Mom. He hugs her. Male, young prince, in a few days there will be the UA sports festival. What will you do? Izuku, participate, hee. Mom, you'll come see me, right? Scolded puppy eyes. Supreme Deity, you know you're not 4 years old and that doesn't work? But how could I possibly miss my son's first festival? Hugging him. Plus I want to see my future daughter-in-law. Supered Izuku, mama. Everyone laughs. The days passed and the day of the sports festival arrived. Class 1A can be seen gathered together, And if they wonder if Izuku is there, after talking to his mother, the existence of the goddess clan will be revealed. Izuku, I can't wait any longer. I want to go out. It will be exciting. Todoroki, calm down Izuku. Kirishima, cheer up Izaburo. Bakugo, what they said Angel. Lita, but Izuku your wings? Izuku, I'll go out with them, since my mother will announce that we are alive. Mail and Narabasta were in the heroes' stands, but something had to be done. At the stadium. In the middle of the stadium, a giant screen lit up, with the voice hero present Mike serving as its main character. One thing was clear, at an event like this, someone was almost obligated to energize the crowd, and the bespectacled, oddly haired hero was the one for the job. At this and the hero's exclamation of, "Hey!" the entire stadium erupted in a cheer of excitement. Present Mike, pay attention, dear audience. Prepare yourselves, media for the masses. Because this festival will be unforgettable. He couldn't finish speaking because, while Nizu, Almight, and some top teachers and heroes were on the platform waiting for someone, a pillar of light appeared, revealing a large woman with several pairs of wings. But her face couldn't be seen because the light surrounding her prevented it. Everyone wondered who it was until Nizu spoke. Nizu, it's good to have your presence, Supreme Deity, leader of the goddess clan. After saying that, no one could believe what they heard. One of the ancient clans they had thought extinct was standing before them, alive and well. The top heroes, minus All Might, were speechless, and a serious endeavor was looking for a way to find someone. With this confirmation, he learned that the son of the Supreme Deity was there, and wanted to marry him off to his daughter, Fuyumi. Supreme Deity, it's good to be present at this festival, and I'm grateful that my son has been accepted into UA. I hope he can be one of your heroes. All Might, Your Eminence, you will be one of the best heroes, I assure you, with his typical smile. The media exploded, wanting to meet the son of the Supreme Deity at all costs, to interview him, and simultaneously, fan clubs and admirers of the young prince began to form on social media. After this revelation, Present Mike took the floor again, while those in the center of the stadium went up to the stands. Present Mike, the high school teen rodeo everyone loves, the UA Sports Festival is about to begin. Everybody, are you ready? After these words, the stadium erupted in an even louder cheer, and the media cameras turned on the main exit where the students would shortly appear. Present Mike, it's time for the freshmen to come in. Thus entered all the students from the first classes to the business classes participated. But everyone's attention was taken by the protagonist, since through his wings everyone deduced who he was. The girls from the other classes became his fangirls, except those from his course who already knew what Izuku looked like. The Supreme Deity, seeing this, could only laugh. Present Mike, as referee for this competition we have the plus 18 R-class heroine Midnight. When the heroine was added, all the men got nosebleeds from the Hexy woman's pose. Male, thank goodness Meliodas is only perverted with Elizabeth. Narabasta, you said it, both with beads of sweat reminiscent of a certain perverted blonde-haired boy. Midnight, okay, now for the player's speech. First place in the entrance exam, please go ahead, Katsuki Bakugo. Bakugo just gave the same speech from the anime. Izuku, not bad, haha. Bakugo, at least someone understands me. Kirishima, if you wanted to turn us all against each other, haha. Shoto, as if we didn't already have them. Izuku, at least they don't harass you, looking sideways at the sect that in less than 5 minutes had posters of Izuku-sama. All his friends burst out laughing. They knew that although Izuku was someone with some power, he hated being called Sama for being a prince. Izuku, I hate being called Sama with an aura of depression. Kirishima, calm down now, Izaburo. Midnight, silence. Every year, many drink their tears here. The predestined first game of the festival. And this year it's obstacle course. The 11 first-year classes will participate in a circuit around the stadium. A 4-kilometer race. Now everyone, take your places. So everyone went to prepare to begin the test. Needless to say, Izuku's friends will not use their sacred treasures. The lights began to change, and when it was time to leave, the ground froze thanks to Todoroki's quirk. Immediately afterward, Izuku's friends came out, followed by the protagonist, who did so by flying by spreading his wings, leaving everyone amazed. Izuku, I won't be left behind. Shoto, they won't beat me. Bakugo, they won't go ahead of me. Extras. Kirishima, I won't be left behind alone, ha ha ha. The 4 were fighting for first place. Present Mike, HUI, we never said the race would be just that, right? welcome to the first Robo Inferno barrier. Several 0-point robots rose up. Izuku, these are the entrance robots, great stars in the eyes. Bakugo, shine bursting a robot. Izuku, tornado. A huge tornado came out of his hands, destroying every robot there was. This left all the spectators astonished. The press took hold of theirs, and without realizing it, thanks to this, the Archangel's fan base was growing. 0 points. Target located targeting Izuku. Izuku, oh you won't touch me, Arc disintegrating the giant robot with his light, astounding everyone. So he flew by until he reached the second obstacle, the fall as a great presenter like Present Mike said. The second obstacle did not represent any problem since it flew, so it reached the minefield which it passed without difficulty flying and to everyone's surprise at great speed. Finishing the exam first since while Shoto, Bakugo and Kirishima with a surprising Kaminari covered in lightning, Izuku was already finishing the obstacle, so his friends already said they would lose so they continued running. Standings: 1 Izuku, 2 Bakugo, 3 Shoto, 4 Kirishima, 5 Denki, 6 Melissa, 42 Mineta. Thus ended the first stage of the sports festival. Chapter 9. With Izuku's victory in the festival race, Izuku's sect grew. Heroines like Mount Lady were the ones who made posts about how to try to date the beautiful angel, all of that in less than 2 hours or a little more that goes from the sports festival. Midnight, okay, the next game will be Cavalry battle. Participants must form teams of up to 4. Explanation identical to the anime later. Izuku, being the first place winner, will have 1 million points. Everyone looks at the green-haired boy with different looks, some of his friends challenging him, those from the other classes wanting to intimidate him, with the exception of the girls, who looked at him with lust, with admiration. Only one dared to say something to him. Filler student, yes, the great Izuku-sama won. Love, love, love. Izuku fan club, great Izuku-sama. With Izuku, Kirishima, tranquilo Izabro. Izuku, I hate being told that. With the teachers, Supreme Deity, I hope he doesn't lose his temper. Nizu, what does Supreme Deity refer to? Male, you see, Izuku hates being called Sama, he detests it. He is somewhat humble, so he doesn't like honorifics, he doesn't see himself as someone superior. Nizu Vaya, in the center of the stadium. Izuku, well let's see. Melissa, are you alone? Melissa, yes sadly. Izuku, okay, let's be teams. Kirishima, Izabro. Izuku, Kiribro. Both, let's make a manly team. Melissa with a drop of sweat, I'm here you know? Kirishima, okay that was good ha ha ha. Or are you the prince? Izuku, I hate honorifics, who are you? Melissa, May, Melissa. Both, friend hug each other. Izuku and Kirishima. And then we're the weird ones. The other teams are the same as in the anime. Izuku, okay, we have this plan. We will use my wind dome for defense. If that fails, May will activate her. What did you say they were called? May, my babies. Izuku, well those and I with my wings will get us out of here. All high. Midnight when time ended began what all teams except Todoroki and Bakugo went against him. They did not want Izuku's points, but to face him in the 1 versus 1 round, so they only opted to steal bans. With Izuku, several groups rushed at the blonde-haired man, but they couldn't get close, as doing so would damage him. Izuku, what do you think of my wind dome? There they meet the kendo team. Tetsu, damn angel that hurt. Kirishima, man, insulting a classmate is not manly. Ibara, the Supreme Deity is a pagan myth, it does not exist. Izuku, what? Ibara, what? Izuku, what did you say about my mother? Annoyed, and before Ibara speaks Jonas's passion, a large water whale went against the kendo team. Kendo, shit, we must dodge it. With the teachers, Vlad, his damned obsession as a religious woman. Snipe, I don't blame the kid, he stood up for his mom. In the arena, Tetsu, we are already casting. Ibara, but I just said. Kendo, a lie. In case you don't know, the Supreme Deity is with the teachers, and you insulted Izuku's mother in front of him. You are so stubborn in your beliefs that you refuse to see many real things. Ibara, well I was wrong. Elsewhere, Shigaraki, who is that damn angel? Belion, so that boy was the one who killed the Nomu, Dehaka and Dirokio. AFO, so of the race of the goddesses, and not an archangel, but the prince himself. Belion, I see, so the Supreme Deity has another son. I want to see what he's capable of. I'm excited. Who do you think will win this festival? AFO, it will be interesting to see the young prince, and if he wins and is strong, perhaps we can corrupt him. Belion, forget it. Without a commandment it's impossible, and both you and I know that Esterosa can't create them, not even by making a replica. AFO, I see, in that case I'll go for the explosive. Shigaraki, when I can, I'll kill that bucking angel. AFO, in due time Shigaraki. Tamura, Kurojiri, I want you to go get Stain and bring him back. Kurojiri, as you wish, master, with your permission and that of Belion-sama, I will leave. Shigaraki, MHMHMH. At the stadium. Shoto, we already have points. I don't want to go after Izuku since he got angry about something. Kaminari, I also felt his power rise. Bakugo, hey, half and half is the idiot who copies from Class B. Should we crush him? Shoto, you go, I'll pass. Bakugo, MPH. You're missing out. With Izuku, they can't cross this barrier. I wouldn't be so sure. Kirishima, and you are? I'm Kurwaro from Class B, and as you can see I move through their shadows. Hehe, now, give me the points. Izuku, yes, of course. Kurwaro, arg, behind the wind barrier. Kurwaro, Kamakiri, get away. Don't even dream about it. Kurwaro, Kaibara, and I'm not alone, now Monoma, shine using the quirk copy from Bakugo. Izuku, May now spreading her wings. May, Listo. Izuku, Sagittance. Then Izuku's team took to the sky using May's boots and Izuku's wings. Monoma, damn, I'll copy your quirk. Kirishima, can't you make a cruel sun against him? Izuku, no, unless they want to be burned. Kirishima, what if you make your arc as a spear? Izuku, great idea. Hey quirk copier. Monoma, like you told me? Izuku, arc making a spear of light. Monoma, Izuku's attack hit him in the shoulder. Mike, time over. What an exciting battle, audience. The audience only cheered with excitement. Midnight, this is the list of winners. 1. Team Izuku. 2. Team Shoto. 3. Team Bakugo. 4. Team Shinzo. Mike, well, dear audience, that's all for this part. It's time to go to a 30-minute break. Chapter 10. Present Mike, YHHHH. Dear audience, the time has arrived for the 1vs1 fights. The audience cheers with excitement. Since the draw has already been done, we will start this fight. It's time to introduce the contestants. It's the son of the Supreme Deity. No more than 3 hours of the event has passed, and he already has followers all over the internet. The young prince of the Izuku goddess clan. Izuku, I think he's exaggerating. Hehe. Present Mike. Of this other one, he is quiet. He hasn't standed out in anything. Just by looking at him I can say that he is the lost son of Aizawa, Hitoshi Shinso. Shinso, what did he mean? Confused. Midnight, well, I'll be the referee for this tournament, but in case it gets out of hand, Cementos will be there. Cement, if they are not exceeded, we will not intervene. Midnight, participants are ready? They both nod. Midnight, begin. Shinso, I give up. Was that tailed ape talking about his honor? How pathetic, how stupid. Don't you think he squandered his opportunity? Besides, you're the son of the Supreme Deity, a prince. You were blessed. Izuku, you think so? Well, let me tell you something. My power is thanks to my training, not something I inherited from her. Although my race is born with power, if I don't train it, I can't use it. Shinso, you fell. Now get off the platform. Izuku, and why would I do that? Shinso, how come my quirk doesn't affect you? Izuku, maybe it's because it only works on humans? Besides, your quirk isn't villainous. You'd make a great hero, too. You could be like the comic book hero Batman, a good detective using your quirk. But this is a competition, and I want to show what I'm capable of, so tornado. A tornado that came out of Izuku shot towards Shinzo who, due to the force, ended up leaving the platform. Midnight, the winner is Izuku. In the stands, DS, wow, my boy is good. Male, that boy is good, and if it had been someone else he would have won. Almight, wow, I didn't think he'd use grace. The rest of the audience cheered, and the blonde-haired boys' fans didn't keep theirs waiting. Izuku-sama's posts as a hashtag were not long in coming and the sect was growing. Needless to say, the green-haired boy had more possibilities of a harem than many elsewhere. Belion, wow, so he has the grace of a tornado. Who would have thought he would have a grace? AFO, interesting. Shigaraki, I hate him, damn angel. Back to the stadium. The other fights were the same as in the anime, except for Shoto's, since he ignored his father and used his fire against Zero, winning more easily. Bakugo vs Uraraka was partly similar to the anime, Only Bakugo was not like the typical proud person who always wants to be number one. He held back so as not to cause harm. Izumi faced Ibara and won with her pyrokinesis. Present mic. Well, dear audience, the time has arrived for the second stage of these 1vs1 fights. On this side, the one loved by all women, his sect of fans doesn't stop growing, the young prince of goddesses, the great Izuku-sama. Izuku. I hate Sama crying comically. Present mic. From this other winter hero, the son of the N-degree 2 hero, Todoroki Shoto. Shoto. Wow, Sama told you mockingly, but I'll win here. Izuku. We'll see about that in fighting stance. Chapter 11. Shoto. I'll win here. Izuku. We'll see about that in fighting stance. At the moment, midnight. Ready, both nod start. Both fighters launch themselves into hand-to-hand combat, and although it hurts Endeavor, Shoto wasn't using his quirk, since in Light of Grace he improved his speed and strength as well as learning to fight hand-to-hand and with his dual swords. The hand-to-hand combat was incredible. The audience was amazed by the boys' demonstration of hand-to-hand combat, but one Endeavor was starting to get angry. Endeavor, show to use my power and you will win. Annoyed. In the sand, Izuku, ignore him, he wants to bother you. Shoto, in fact I've been doing it since Luz de Gracia, hehe. They both continued talking, hitting each other and avoiding each other. Shoto, let's start raising this, launching an ice attack. Izuku, you read my mind, dodging the ice, taking flight. Tornado. The tornado threw Shoto to the edge of the platform, but he was prevented from getting off with his ice. Shoto, not bad, starting to release his fire. In the stands, Endeavor, Shoto. You finally accepted my power, you will achieve my dream. Present mic. That's it, dear audience, a father who supports his son, with the teachers. Supreme Deity. Son Shoto, make that man swallow his words. You are wonderful guys and great friends. Fight like the rivals you are. Ignore what surrounds you. Show your power. Present mic. What is this? The Supreme Deity has given advice to both contenders. In the stands, Endeavor pissed off, Shoto win. In the arena, Izuku panting from so much fighting. Let's finish with a friendly attack. Shoto the same way. I say the same. Izuku. Jonas's passion. A huge whale shot out at Shoto. Shoto. I won't be left behind, using both sides in one attack. Both attacks collide, causing a huge explosion, which caused several heroes to cover the civilians, leaving an immense layer of steam and dust. Civil 1. Who will have won? Civil 2. That's obvious. The son of Hero 2, the goddess boy, is no match for him. Present mic. Midnight, can you see anything? Midnight, no. Cementos, do you see anything? Cements, no. Present mic. The dust is dispersing and the winner is the young Prince Ii. The audience cheers excitedly. Young Todoroki Shoto is unconscious outside the arena, with Izuku. Izuku, Midnight Sensei. I think I'll sleep for a while, he faints. Midnight. While the arena is being repaired, we'll take these two to the infirmary. Present mic. While that's happening, I'll entertain you with my comedy skills. Can you fix the base? Cement? Cements. Did you see me as a cement mixer? Present mic. Not mixer. Yes, cement. Drums play in the background. The whole stadium starts to laugh. In the infirmary, there were two boys somewhat bandaged, thanks to the healing power of Male, who went to see how they were, waking up both at the same time. Izuku, what happened? Shoto, what happened? Male, congratulations to both of you. You gave a great fight, but you destroyed the platform. Both boys laugh nervously. Male, but I'm proud that you've shown your full power. Both of you will manage to overcome the dangers to come, of that I'm sure. Shoto, thank you, and I appreciate you. Izuku, reminding me to ignore the old man. Izuku, you're welcome. After all, my mother already told us, we are friends, rivals and companions. If I don't help someone close to me, I won't be a hero. Both friends hug each other fraternally. The rest of the fights happen in a similar way to the anime. Lita defeats her opponent and Bakugo defeats Kirishima. The same with the Bat Chicken with Mina. Chapter 12. After the fight against Shoto Todoroki, our protagonist had to face Lita, who using his reciprocal burst managed to at least fight hand-to-hand with Izuku, but that ended when the Archangel used his wind barrier, making hand-to-hand combat impossible, and then eliminated him from the ring with a tornado. The Bakugo vs Tokoyami fight was the same as in the anime, only unlike the latter, he managed to turn the area into a minefield with his short bomb, forcing Tokoyami to surrender, since if they detonated he would be badly hurt, and with Dark Shadow weakened there wasn't much he could do. After these fights, there was a 15-minute break where the opponents could prepare. with the students. Kirishima, who do you think will win? Kaminari, it will be a fight worth watching. Excited. Lita, excuse me, I have to take a call. Answering her mother telling her that her brother had been attacked by Stain. Uraraka, this fight will be exciting. Excited. Mina, I want to see who wins. Jiro, those two are supposed to be, along with Todoroki, the three strongest and who would replace the big three at some point. In the stands, Civilian, they say this fight will be exciting. Hero 1, I want to see how much the prince achieves. Heroine, Izuku-sama will win hearts and eyes. Civilian girl, Angel Izuku is going to win. With the teachers, Supreme Deity, this fight is going to be interesting. Nizu, I believe it. Almight, I hope they don't destroy anyone. Narabasta, I don't think that will happen. Both are equally stubborn, either will give in to the other in a fight. Nizu, what do you mean? Male, he means those two are perfect rivals. Even if they're on the verge of collapse, they'll keep testing each other to see who's stronger. We saw that in their training. Their rivalry isn't normal, but even when they're not competing, they're the best of friends. All Might, I just hope they don't go too far. On the platform, Present Mike, the time has come for the final 1vs1 battle. Everyone say why. The audience cheers with excitement. It's time for U.S.J start this battle. On this side, it's big, it's proud, it's explosive. It's been Layden's lost son, from Hero Class 1A, Bakugo Katsuki, Bakugo, TSK. Whatever. Present Mike, from this other, the heir of the clan of the goddesses, the being who has left a row of fangirls behind his back in less than 6 hours, has wings, is kind, wishes to be a hero, the young prince, also from the Hero Course 1A, Izuku. At these presentations the audience could not contain their excitement, and shouted, Izuku, at least he didn't call me Sama. Midnight, okay, are you ready? They nod with a smile that meant they were waiting for this moment begin. Both of them threw themselves at each other. Punches, explosions, kicks, headbutts, that was all the audience saw. Neither stopped fighting, wanting to prove they were above their opponent. Izuku, let's stop warming up, bro. Bakugo, ha ha ha, that's what Angel wanted to hear, ha ha ha. In the stands, nobody believed what they said, they just showed a warm up. With the students, Kirishima, are you really going to be serious? Shoto, I didn't expect it. Mineta, they are monsters, crying comically. With the teachers, Nizu, they said warm up. Male, they only fought like in training, although if they want to get serious they'll have to use their sacred treasures, and the use of weapons is prohibited at the festival. Nizu, I see, in a remote bar. Belion, who would have thought those two were playing all the time? AFO, their gaze dictates that they are children rather than aspiring heroes. Belion, you're wrong, AFO, they both enjoy their fight, they consider themselves rivals, so they won't pass up this opportunity to have fun and leave everything on the battlefield. In the fight, Bakugo began to give stronger explosions, while Izuku launched his arcs in the form of spears, slashing Bakugo. Bakugo, resist this, brilliant detonation. Izuku, I won't be left behind, Jonas's passion. Both attacks collide, making it seem like the fight is over, but after the dust cleared, they were both throwing punches left and right in midair. Bakugo, we'll define everything in this nerd attack. Izuku smiling. I couldn't agree more, Kaken. Both looked at each other with a smile as big as they could, and they wondered why Bakugo let himself be called that. Well, since they started training, they created a friendship that makes them both consider themselves brothers. Bakugo, howitzer impact launching the attack. Izuku increased a little in size and created a small sun from his palm. That amazed everyone greatly. Izuku, cruel sun. Both attacks collide, leaving much more dust, which when dissipated revealed the winner. Present Mike, the winner of this festival is the young Prince Izuku. The audience cheered loudly, as it was a worthy fight. At the villain's bar, Belion, so it has more than one grace. AFO, which ones have you detected? Belion, sunshine, the grace of the sun, the grace of the tornado, and the grace of the ocean. 3 of the 4 graces created by the Supreme Deity. AFO, then we must be careful. Belion, that's right. At the festival, the award ceremony was in charge of All Might, with the difference from canon that Bakugo was just calm without being tied up or gagged, as he accepted the award and looked at Izuku with a smile which was reciprocated, as that rivalry would continue. End of chapter. Previews of what's coming next at UW. Izuku, Mom, is this it? Supreme Deity, yes my child, it is the Necropolis. Bakugo, wow. Shoto, I didn't expect this. All Might, This place is where Tashinori? Mother he is? Sate. Supreme Deity. Daughter, let me introduce you to Chapter 13. The sports festival had already concluded, but for the UA and especially the 1A Heroes course, there was no option to take a break, but a brief 2-day break would be given to our Heroes course, in Principal Nizu's office. Nizu, well, these days they will go to train at Luz de Gracia. Supreme Deity, if it's not a bother, I'd like to take the group to the Necropolis, the capital of the dead, since I had planned to take Izuku to that place. In that case I'll go. Aizawa, me too, I'll help with the offspring. Narabasta, good. Nizu, all this and that quartet of boys? Narabasta, in Luz de Gracia training with male. Nizu, wow. In the light of grace, Izuku and Bakugo were fighting with swords at great speed, while Kirishima and Shoto waited for their turn. Male, okay guys, that's enough, it's time to rest. Izuku, no pant, still pant, I can't continue. Bakugo, what the angel said, panting. Male, no, they are already at their limits. At the UA. Nizu, well, it's decided. Supreme Deity, as you say, I'll take you to the Necropolis as a field trip. And the young people? Supreme Deity, they stay there since all 4 are equally stubborn. That's right, Supreme Deity. 2-day time skip in Lounge 1A. Izuku, why did we come tired? Bakugo, I want to sleep. Shoto, what they said. Kirishima, that training was so manly tears. Lita, didn't you rest? Izuku, no, we trained to get stronger. Momo, you know you should relax from time to time? Izuku and Bakugo, no, I want to be stronger. Kirishima, training is for men. Shoto, training doesn't hurt. The entire Class 1A watched them with a drop of sweat because of how stubborn they were, but they couldn't articulate a word, since 4 people appeared in the classroom. Male, good young people. Narabasta, it's time. Aizawa, let's start training. We will take you to the Light of Grace, where we will take an extra excursion with the Supreme Deity. Aizawa, so get ready. Class 1A HAI senseis. Class 1A went out to the courtyard with their teachers, and then went to Luz de Gracia. Izuku, it's good to be home. Supreme Deity, don't get used to it, my child. In a few minutes we will continue on our journey. Izuku, wait, what? Male, we'll continue our journey to a surprise place. 10-minute time skip. Supreme Deity, are you all ready? All HAI. They all disappear in a flash of light, appearing in a strange place. See you. Supreme Deity, who is this place? Karo. Supreme Deity, this place is the entrance to where we are going. Jiro, it looks too ugly. Sato, it smells like death. Mineta, what happened here? They all continued walking until they reached a field of flowers where they stopped. Melissa, why are we stopping here? Supreme Deity, do not be impatient. The flowers began to rise and appear elsewhere. Izuku, mother, is this? Supreme Deity, that's right, son. Izumi, what is this place? Supreme Deity, welcome to the Necropolis, also known as the capital of the dead. This surprised everyone greatly. Lita, he's saying that we'll see. Supreme Deity, only those with a strong bond are seen in this place. Toshi, my teacher with tears. Kirishima sensei, what's up? Nana, it's good to see you. Tashinori, the voice was heard by all. Teacher, it's you trying to hug her. Melissa, Uncle Might, she is. Yes, Melissa, she is my predecessor, the previous symbol of peace, Nana Shimura. Nana, it's a pleasure to meet your class, and I hope you educate them well since I see that you are a terrible teacher. Nervous. Aizawa, it's an honor to meet you. Sate. Grandmother, mother. Everyone turns to see that and sees 3 silhouettes standing next to him. Supreme Deity, Elizabeth, my daughter shedding brief tears. Tristan, my little grandson, and Meliodas, my son-in-law, with some disgust. Meliodas, Sate, that looks like male. We see each other again, and I'm glad to see you, mother-in-law. Male, the pleasure is mine. Tristan, Grandma, I miss you. Supreme Deity, and I to you, but I come to make you a proposal for you and your parents. Elizabeth, mother, I see you're not coming alone, focusing her gaze on a blonde-haired man next to her mother. Supreme Deity, introduce yourself. Izuku, she is your older sister. Elizabeth, don't tell me that. Izuku, hello, nervous. Elizabeth, it's good to meet you, Otuto. Izuku, it's a pleasure, Nasan. Tristan, it's good to meet you, man. Izuku, same here. Meliodas, well, brother-in-law, you must already have a girlfriend. If you want, I can give you advice. Elizabeth, don't make my little brother do those things, activating her overprotective older sister mode. Supreme Deity, Well, I wanted to propose to the three of you to come back to life. Meliodas, I should know why. Elizabeth, but if you do that, you'll be weakened, Mother. Supreme Deity, the truth doesn't matter since I can recover. But I want to do it because I want the whole family together. I want them to live with him, to support each other. Elizabeth, well, knowing that my little brother will be a hero, why not? I want to see you achieve that dream, Otuto. Izuku, Nei-san sorry. Those in Class A saw this with various expressions: sadness at seeing that Izuku's older sister and her family were dead, joy at the reunion, and one of deep regret on Izumi's part. Elizabeth receiving a nod from Meliodas and Tristan. We accept, Mother, we want to go back. Immediately afterward, a light revealed some corporeal figures. A blond man accompanied by a white-haired boy and a tall woman with wings. Mineta and Kaminari, seeing this, had no holy thoughts, but a few jacks stuck in their fists calmed them down. Elizabeth, and Ai-sen hugs him. I'm glad you can follow your dreams. Izuku, One-sen reciprocating, letting a few tears appear. Tristan, grandmother embracing the Supreme Deity. Supreme Deity, come on, crazy grandma, now I'm expecting another grandson, so you have a cousin to play with. Blushing Izuku, leaving Kirishima's hair ridiculous. Izuku, Mom. Elizabeth, ha ha, don't worry little brother. That happiness was fading as everyone was shining. Aoyama, what's up? Mina, what's going on? Nana, it's time for you to return to the world of the living. And Tashinori, follow my advice and train your successor well. I will do it, teacher. They all returned to the place where they had left. Meliodas, Sate, it's good to be here again. Excuse me, Shonen Meliodas, would you like to be a teacher for heroes? Male, we need a sword master since Izuku and Bakugo use them, and you know I'm terrible at it. Meliodas, I accept. A pillar of light opened and showed that they had already returned to Luz de Gracia. Izuku and Elizabeth carried the Supreme Deity to his bed to rest since he had spent too much magic this day. So everyone returned to Luz de Gracia since they would have a week of training ahead of them. Chapter 14. After returning from the capital of the dead, the Necropolis, the Supreme Deity was extremely exhausted. While the others were socializing with Meliodas and Tristan, while Izuku and Elizabeth told their stories. Izuku knew Elizabeth's, but wanted to hear it from her own voice, and Elizabeth wanted to know the story of her younger brother. Izuku, Nei-sen, your story is incredible, you are very strong. Elizabeth, I don't think so, Otuto. I always, or most of the time, had to be rescued by Meliodas. But I've told you enough about my story. Why don't you tell me yours, Otuto? Izuku, I proceeds to tell him everything he lived, how the Supreme Deity saved him from dying at age 4 and adopted him as his son, changing his blood, since currently he is literally Elizabeth's blood sister. Elizabeth could only hug her little brother and shed a few tears for the shitty life he suffered, but on the other hand she was happy. She always wanted to be an older sister, something she envied Meliodas for Zeldris. That's how the first day went, so besides some trivial conversations, a moment between brothers and a few moments between uncle and nephew, they all went to bed. The next day after breakfast we can see the quartet of friends in front of Meliodas. Meliodas, Sate, let's see what they know. So they started fighting 4 versus 1 to improve their fights. They knew that Meliodas was strong, because they were facing the previous candidate to be Demon King, who for at least a short time was, and also had an abysmal experience. Meliodas, wow, I see that you know how to move, but still your weapon handling is bad. Nishishishi. Izuku, Meliodas and Ai-sen teach me. Meliodas, okay, I'll also show you the wonders of how to get a girlfriend with a chibi face. In the classroom with the rest of the class. Elizabeth, why do I feel like I have to kill Meliodas? Tristan, Ka-san, what's going on? Elizabeth, I feel like your father is corrupting your uncle. Back with the boys. Meliodas, Achu. Izuku, what's happening? Meliodas, I feel like your sister wants to kill me, but there's nothing to worry about, so you understood how to treat a lady. Everyone blushing for being taught to be perverted. Hai. Izuku, male wasn't lying, you're a pervert. Meliodas, but only with your sister with chibi face. Izuku, whatever you say. Meliodas and Ai-sen with anime-style sweat drop. This is what happened this week, when the 1A students trained hard in Luz de Gracia, where the quartet showed great improvement in the use of their weapons. Time skip 1 week. In room 1A. Aizawa, good day. Kids dramatic pause. Kaminari, an exam? Mina, 2 exams? Aizawa with a scary smile. They will choose his hero name. Everyone Bakugo and Todoroki. It's a normal activity. Aizawa, Kance with his quirk active as I said, you should choose your hero names because if you choose it wrong, midnight, they will go through hell who entered with Meliodas and Elizabeth who would be teachers and a nurse at the UA. All the names are the same as the anime except for Izuku, Shoto and Bakugo. Bakugo. I will be the dynamite hero. Izumi. I will be the heroine Deku. Izuku was surprised by how his sister was sorry. Well, according to him they should at least get along as friends, and no longer siblings, since there were no longer ties that bound them. Shoto. I'll be the hero Zuko, since in a book I saw a warrior who used dual swords like me and I'll use him. Izuku. I will be Archangel. I know it sounds a lot like what I am, but in my race there were 4 people who were the strongest, the elite of my clan, the 4 archangels. That is why I will use the name of Archangel as a hero. Elizabeth. I'm glad Otuto. Meliodas, big, little smiling with pride. Aizawa, well, with that settled, it's time to talk about your internships. You see, the sports festival had another purpose than showing what the UA students were capable of, but rather to attract the attention of the professional heroes. That's why they have sent you internship requests to do with them in their respective agencies. In previous years, this was leveled out, but this year it was different showing the screen. Izuku, 6,500. Todoroki, 5,500. Bakugo, 5,450. Tokoemi, 1,540. Midoriya, 1,200. Kirishima, 560. Yayorozu, 150. Tsuyu, 450. Uraraka, 75. Kaminari, 65. Melissa, 50. Mina. But I didn't receive any applications head down. Mineta, look at Izuku's. Elizabeth, well done Otuto. Izuku, hey, thanks. Time skip lunchtime. Kirishima, do you know who to go with? Izuku, no, mine are pure heroines. I don't know why I feel like if I go with them I'll end up graped. Meliodas, come on, little one, go with them. You'll become a man with a chibi face. Izuku checking his bag of requests. Wait, this is from Endeavor. I think I'll go with him. Shoto, I'll go with the old man too. Izuku, what is this? Shoto, let's see engagement letter with Fuyumi Todoroki. Izuku, what does your old man want? Shoto, will you let me? Izuku, yes, set it on fire. Shoto sets fire to the marriage application. Izuku, thanks to do bro. Shoto, don't worry. Meliodas, the best thing about getting married is that you're in love, not something forced on you with a chibi face. Elizabeth, so are you ready? Izuku, I'll bring my armor. I have several hihi. Elizabeth, and your sword. Izuku, I guess so too. Time skip. Aizawa, they have their suits right? Students, Izuku, at least I brought everything from Light of Grace. Time skip. Shoto, welcome to the old man's agency. Izuku, it's big. Meliodas, Sate, so here they assign me Nishishishi. Izuku, and my sister? Meliodas, getting to know the city with a chibi face. Endeavor would emerge from the doors of the agency. Endeavor, welcome to your internship seeing Shoto and Izuku and welcome Dragon of Wrath. I don't know why they sent you with me. Izuku, hey Endeavor, they told you about me right? Endeavor, they proved it at the festival. Izuku, well he's my brother-in-law hihi. Endeavor, so you're a demon. Meliodas, and already engaged and with a son Nishishishi. Endeavor, well as for you too, you'll live through some hell. End of chapter. The stain cap is coming hihihihihi. Boys Tima Eri, do you want me to come in before or after camp? Chapter 15. You can see 2 friends giving Endeavor the beating of his life. And since this happens, well the hero told them to be serious, and they took out their sacred treasures, Shoto's dual swords that made him fast and lethal with his quirks, while Izuku with his sword managed to hit him with the Emperor's hammer. Endeavor, wow, they are strong. Meliodas, they are improving. Nishishi, Endeavor, well it's time to go to Hosu, since they asked us to go after the hero killer Stain. Izuku, Mr. Endeavor, if we find him while patrolling, can we confront him? Endeavor, if I tell them no, they're sure to do it. Besides, you pointing to the blonde look after your brother-in-law, there are villains with demonic blood and there's the risk of 4 of the 6 Black Knights. Meliodas, Sate, so those idiots are alive. Izuku, 4 of the 6 since I killed 2 of them. Meliodas, who did you kill? Izuku, a certain Dirokyo Yadahaka, a headless green one and a humanoid lion. Meliodas, that means we have to find Zeldris. Izuku, Mom said she found Gelda dead. Meliodas, I know, I already talked to her, but after this, Endeavor, I want your help to look for this. Izuku, the coffin of eternal darkness? Endeavor, what is that? Shoto, don't tell me what? Meliodas, they probably used him to lock him up. Zeldris isn't someone they kill easily. Besides, they probably locked him up with his daughter. He looks at Izuku, winking at Izuku. Izuku, what do you want to do? Meliodas, nothing, since surely if we find them, she will fall in love with you since she is looking for a blonde-haired boy with nishishishi wings. Izuku blushed. Are you sure it's me? Shoto, don't worry, we don't know yet. Endeavor, I'll help you and you go to Hosu and if you're allowed to use your quirks and fight. Izuku, should I take you, Shoto bro? Shoto, okay. So they both flew to Hosu, arriving at night and seeing an attack on the city with Nomus. Izuku, let's help. Shoto, hi. Izuku, tornado. Shoto, iceberg of ice. Both, combined technique, cold hurricane. Nearby Nomus are frozen to the point that they can no longer move. Hero 1, what was that? Izuku, wow, that was useful. Shoto, we arrived. Hero 2, that's illegal, you know? Shoto, my father Endeavor authorized us since we are doing the internships. Izuku with his armor. If Izuku currently has 6 wings, he discovered that when leaving the Necropolis. Just imagine him blonde. Izuku, besides, we're on a mission, so we're already leaving taking Shoto and taking flight. Do you feel that? Shoto, high is Lita but her power falls fast. With Lita minutes before. Lita, I found you, hero killer Stain. Stain, another false hero? Oh no, a child. You'd better go. Lita, I won't do it, I'll avenge my brother. Stain points his sword at that. Stain, I won't hesitate to kill you if you keep doing that. So Lita threw herself at the hero killer, but instead of bringing him to his knees as he wanted, he was humiliated without Vaseline. Stain then buries his sword into Lita's shoulder. Stain, you should have saved him first. Heroes' society must be purged of the fakes. No, you won't, Arc. 2, you are not alone, Lita. Lita, what are Izuku and Todoroki doing here? Izuku, we asked you the same thing. Lita, but your wings? Izuku, it's the least of it now, drawing his first sword. Shoto, don't leave me behind, taking out his dual swords. Stain, the son of hero number 2 and the son of the Supreme Deity. I can't kill one and I can only test the other. He launches himself at the 2. Izuku stops Stain with his sword while he draws another since Shoto launched himself after him. Stain, I must admit they are good, but why don't you save them? Shoto, do you think we'll leave just one of them fighting against you? Well, you think wrong. Izuku, even if one of them fights you and the other starts to take out the wounded, that guarantees that you'll knock one out and go for the other while they're at a disadvantage. Stain thinking, these two no doubt know. In that, Stain manages to cut Izuku's arm, which heals with his goddess magic, healing Lita and Native. Lita, your healing magic. Native, surprising, but we're not moving yet. Stain, your blood on my sword, goddess, what will you do if I lick it? Izuku, I don't know. I know it works the other way around from demon blood. In that, Stain licks the sword with Izuku's blood but only burns his tongue. Stain, my tongue, what happened? Izuku, it's my blood. Normally if it's stolen without consent it causes that, generating a single but enough talk, cruel son. Shoto, Phoenix launching the fire bird with his sword. Both attacks hit Stain, leaving him charred, burned, and barely conscious. Stain, he was defeated by an Archangel and the son of number 2, who would have thought? At least they are good and true heroes. He falls unconscious. Lita, incredible. At that, Izuku hits Lita. Izuku, idiot, do you have any idea how worried we were? Do you want to die? Lita, Izuku, you're lucky that Shoto and I were in Hosu and felt you. Other than that, I hope you're okay. Shoto, Izuku, did you feel it? Izuku, shit, demons. With Meliodas and Endeavor. Meliodas, Endeavor has more than one heart and is immune to Hellblaze fire, killing 3 red demons. Endeavor, they are somewhat stubborn and heroes these things are to kill. What the hell is that? Several spheres of light begin to be seen killing the demons, which were around 30. Izuku, Omega Arc. Shoto, Frost Wolf cryogenizing 2 gray demons. Endeavor, so it was your Archangel. Well, I'm glad about that. Meliodas, well done little Izuku and little Shoto. Time skip in the hospital. Endeavor, meet Hosa Police Chief Tsurigami Kenji. Tsurigami, no need to stop, they're from UA after all. Tsurigami, Endeavor, your students defeated Stain. I want an explanation, plus the civilians filmed it, and it's on the networks. Izuku, Oh no, more fans and I hate it. Tsurigami. I can't say anything about you, goddess, since even though I'm not human I can't tell you anything but about you. Izuku, activating his goddess eyes angrily. Listen to me carefully, officer. If they filmed it's because we didn't see the civilians. But if we had left and followed the rules, Lita and Native would have died. He looks at him and Tsurigami feels a chill from the goddess eyes. Also, Endeavor allowed us to fight when we went out on patrol. But you say we followed the rules. You can't say that when a problem with too much blood on our hands was solved. Endeavor, thinking, that guy has balls. Izuku, and before you think wrong, officer, just because I'm the son of the Supreme Deity doesn't make me think I'm better. On the contrary, it's just a mistake to try to call criminals just for doing the right thing. Meliodas, calm down, little one. Endeavor, Kenji, why don't you fix this outside and I'll stay with them. The aforementioned agree. Meliodas, Sate. Let's celebrate this Nishishishi. Izuku, beer. Shoto, from Burnia. Lita, but I shouldn't. Meliodas, try it, and it will be our secret. The four drink. Lita, it's delicious. End of chapter. Well, this was hard, hee. Chapter 16. The UA students' internships have now ended. Everyone has seen the video of how two aspiring heroes defeated the hero killer Stain, especially the one featuring the young prince of the goddess clan, which has increased his fan base. So we meet in room 1A, where they're waiting for the teacher, talking about trivia. Kirishima, dude, what they did was incredibly manly. Bakugo, surely that Stain was weak. Melissa, I wish I had arrived earlier to help. Izuku, it's not that bad. Besides, the biggest fight was sword against sword. We barely used our powers. Kirishima, but the video still looks great. Izuku, I don't want any more fans crying comically. Lita, I'm sorry about that. Izuku, giving him a sniff. I hope you understand. You thought you were a damn emo Avenger? Well, other than that, I'm glad you understand. At that moment, Aizawa enters. Aizawa, well, kids, I'm glad you had a good time at your internships. But it's not time to relax. The final exams are approaching. Mina, I don't study. Kaminari, it can't be. I didn't have time with comical tears. Momo, if you want, I'll help you. Those in need, thank you, Yamamo. Aizawa, well, leaving that aside, study and prepare since the theoretical and practical exams are coming up. Summer vacation is approaching, so the UA will be holding a camp, so get ready. All HAI-sensei, time skip lunchtime. Izuku, I guess we can study in light of grace, senior group. Kirishima, I'm coming in. Bakugo, why not? Shoto, I'm in. Kaminari, what they said, bro. Meliodas, Sate, so they're going to lose Degracia. Izuku, Meliodas, Nissen, you'll have some Burnia beer to help you study. Meliodas, yes, but we better wait for that since your sister will help them study and she is not very permissive. Elizabeth, I already told you not to give alcohol to the young people. She grabs his ear. Meliodas, remember me as a hero with a chibi face. Izuku, I still haven't forgotten the beating he gave him when he taught us how to do that, hee. Kirishima, don't even mention it. Kaminari, although they are good advice. Bakugo, at least my Netta didn't hear them. Everyone starts laughing. Then Meliodas appears with an orange-covered book. Meliodas, I ran away, Nishishishi. Izuku, where did you get that? Meliodas, I don't even know, making everyone sweat. In the world of Naruto, a desperate silver-haired man can be seen searching for an orange-covered book with the name Ika. Kakashi, where did I put that book? Back in the world of BNHA. In this way, the students have their school day as the most normal thing in the world, so that at the end of classes they retire to their homes. Well, in the case of the protagonist's group, they leave to train at Luz de Gracia, where they will not only improve their attacks and physical form, but they will study with Elizabeth, who according to Meliodas is too demanding and not at all calm when she teaches, which made the boys sweat cold. Thus the young people went off to study and prepare for their final exams. We will see who passed and who the protagonist faced in the next chapter. End of chapter. Izuku's future training suit. No lie, it will be similar, and you will learn with the bow. Chapter 17. The theoretical exams were the most normal in the world, good for the protagonist's group since thanks to Elizabeth they managed to pass all of them, including Kaminari and Kirishima, finishing among the first places. The practical exam was simple since Izuku would face All Might alone with the restriction that he would not use his weapons, a serious mistake, since the fight was around noon, showing the power of his the one. That fight showed that the symbol of peace was weak against the Archangel since the boy destroyed with his heat the handcuffs that restricted the hero's strength, making him fight seriously, which ended in a fight of titans that Izuku won. Of those who trained with Izuku, all passed. Kaminari always knew where the director was, so he went straight to capture him, and Kirishima didn't attack brutally. He knew how to be more strategic in order to defeat Cementos. That's why the UA gave 1 week of rest to prepare for the camp. Izuku stayed in Grace Light all that week since he wouldn't buy anything, and Meliodas wanted to know the city with Elizabeth leaving him in charge of his nephew, and Izuku also didn't want to be harassed by his fangirls. Regarding the others from 1A, they went to the mall where the same thing happened with Shigaraki but with Melissa, although the light-haired boy wanted to meet Izuku. Time jump. We find Class 1A gathered with Meliodas, Elizabeth and Tristan waiting to go camping. Class B appearing. Monoma, what's up Class A? The best Class B have arrived, ha 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 ha. He can't stop laughing because of a kendo blow. Kendo, sorry it's off track hee. Izuku, they should send him to a psychologist. Meliodas with a chibi face. Sate Origam and Nishishishi has arrived seeing an Aizawa in his sleeping bag. Aizawa, anyway, kids, it's time to get on the bus to go to camp. The last to go up were Meliodas and Izuku with their group, which included Lita, and they started talking among themselves, agreeing to take out what they brought after training. They will wonder what they brought because Bernie appears secretly from Elizabeth, since she forbade them, in addition to Meliodas teaching them the secrets of being perverted with a mysterious orange-covered book. In the Naruto universe, Jiraiya, because I feel proud of a blonde guy showing off the beauties of my precious work of art, the Aika while spying on the hot springs looking for inspiration. Back in the BNHA universe, Meliodas, hey little Izuku. Izuku, tell me Meliodas Nissen. Meliodas, I just remembered that Zeldris had 2 children. They are not twins but they were his 2 children, the oldest and his heir to the throne of Demon King, already a minor who wants to be a normal girl. Maybe you like Nishishishi. Izuku, well I don't know her so I won't know if she likes me or not. They continued talking about trivialities until they reached a ravine. Aizawa, okay, come down, kids. Meliodas, Tristan, you will go with your uncle and friends, so you can train too. Tristan, okay. 1 Eraser, is that you? Izuku, who are they? 2 The 4 of us are 1. 3 always shining and in sight. 1 always willing to lend a hand. 4 appearing out of nowhere. 2 was sharply cute and cat-like. The 4, wild hussy cats. Izuku, never heard of that group with an anime-style sweat drop. Elizabeth, good presentation with a drop of anime sweat. Meliodas, and then Galdo was the weird one. Izuku whispers to his group, guys, should we go to camp without being noticed? Bakugo, what do you mean? Tristan, we're not going to go on the bus, they're going to make us go through the forest. So Izuku's group minus Lita were noticed by Aizawa and Meliodas. Aizawa thinking, they realized and left. Meliodas, I trained them well. Elizabeth with a deathly aura and a sweet smile. Meliodas, where this book came from. Meliodas, wait for me, brother-in-law taking out his dark matter wings. Lita, and the others? Aizawa, they went to the camp since they realized. Mandalay, have they already gone through the forest? Pixie Bob, but I didn't even do this pushing the others in Class 1A. Mandalay, kittens that don't arrive by noon won't get dinner. So time passed. When Aizawa and the others arrived at the camp, they saw those who had already arrived at the camp. Yes, Izuku's group, which when seeing Kota felt what was happening to him, so Izuku decided to take care of him. Kota, who are you? Izuku, I'm Izuku, nice to meet you, showing her civilian goddess attire. Kota, I'm not interested in those who want to be heroes. Izuku, I see your parents were the water roses. Kota, who told you? Annoyed. Izuku, nobody really. Surprising. Kota, you see, in one of my escapes to run away from my old house I met them, and they saved me from a villain when I was 3 years old. Kota, and why did you run away from home? So Izuku told him how his former mother treated him for not having a quirk, how they left him on the brink of death because of it, and how he currently became the son of the Supreme Deity, something that Kota did not believe until the blonde-haired boy showed him his goddess wings. This was heard by Mandalay and Pixie Bob as well as Ragdoll and Tiger with Elizabeth. Seeing how Kota hugged Izuku, crying for his story and asking him for forgiveness for seeing him badly, something that the boy reciprocated by telling him that he should not worry, that his parents did not even abandon him as long as he remembers them, making Kota want to be a hero. Elizabeth looked at her little brother with pride. while the hussy cats looked at the blonde with happiness. Kota after that stopped being serious with them, but with the others he was, until they gained his trust. The others arrived after noon as in canon, the same thing happening as in the anime with Mineta in the hot springs, with the difference that Izuku went ahead to catch Kota who was falling, preventing him from fainting since he had let out his wings and caught him in the air, leaving the girls blushing because of his worked body and his outfit that made the girls think unholy things about him. In the picture what she was wearing. After that, Kota got closer to Izuku calling him an Isan. After that event, in addition to a good meal and a subsequent alcoholic drink with his friends and brother-in-law, secretly from Elizabeth since even Tiger and Aizawa joined in. Chapter 18. After a long night drinking Burnia beer, yes, Meliodas corrupting Aizawa's offspring with alcohol, we can see Class 1A training as if there was no tomorrow. If they hadn't trained in Light of Grace they would say that this is hell. But the training at Izuku's home was worse than this. We can see Izuku's group train with Tiger in hand-to-hand combat without quirks since Meliodas asked him to train to increase their strength and not depend on their powers. Izuku, Mr. Tiger, stop holding back. Bakugo, damn effeminate cat, don't hold back. Kaminari, stop holding back. Tiger, if you want me to be serious, here I go. Tiger started to hit, and the first one to receive blows was Shoto, who started to smile in a foxy way which made the perverted demon remember his best friend Ban. Izuku, so rapture. Shoto, what can I say, Tiger-sensei, the strength that can be stolen from you is incredible. His muscles grew quite a bit accompanied by a violet aura. Tiger, what's going on? Why are my punches weaker? Shoto, it's my magic power, rapture. I can steal energy and strength with each hit, adding it to my own. Izuku, mine is infinite. I can perform any number of spells without getting tired. Bakugo, mine is break. According to Meliodas it belonged to Dreyfus or something like that in addition to my explosion. Meliodas, you said it well, Nishishi. Kirishima, now that you mention it, mine apart from earthbending is combo star. Meliodas, in fact, what is on earth is called creation. Melissa, I don't know what mine does, but I saw that it is related to plants. Meliodas, maybe it's disaster, which means that Kirishima has ancestors who were giants and Melissa your ancestors were fairies. Izuku, I would need to practice purge like Nechan said. Meliodas, don't do it to me or your nephew with chibi face. Izuku, no, I won't do it on you. Besides you're like my older brother Hihi. Meliodas, Nishishishi's brother-in-law. Kota arrived at that moment. Izuku Nissen. Izuku, hello Kota, how are you? Kota, I thought if you could teach me how to use the sword. Izuku, okay, I'm also learning to use the sword Hihi. Meliodas, so you want to learn how to use the sword, right, little one? Kota, yes. Meliodas, well, I'll be your teacher. Taking out Lost Vein, our brother-in-law looking at Izuku here. Take this spell book. It was Merlin's, or well, one of the ones he used the most, so learn it. Izuku and his group had a drop of sweat. Okay. In those following days Izuku spent his time learning various spells in order to improve. However, he also trained to use the sword with Bakugo, Shoto and Kota, while Melissa practiced with her spear and Kirishima with his renowned hammer axe which he named Stormbreaker after reading a Thor comic, since he wanted to train its use on the ground and cut as if he were the almighty Escaner. In those days Izuku dominated. Absolute cancellation, perfect cube, location, teleportation, water dragon, learned to create a dragon with his grace and a spell from Merlin called Wave Dragons, Eternal Tornado, which was based on Merlin's Eternal Whirlwind. Meliodas, wow, you are a prodigy, and it also helps that you have infinite magical power. Nishishishish. For his part, Bakugo Domino, Star Destroyer, Rockin' Sedan, Rockin', Shoto Domino, Zero Signal, Ice Fang, can create ice without the need to touch it and control it at will. Fire Fang, same but with fire, Ice Castle, Firestorm, Infernal Bird, Kirishima, like Star getting to hit Meliodas more than 50 times without getting tired. Creation of forms with their creation, Golems, Earth Dragon, when hitting its hammer/axe, Heavy Metal, Bomb, Wind Attacks, Imperial Wrath of the Wind, Golden Imperial Wrath, OFA at 75%. With his spear he learned the form of increase and fossilization. Kota, learned full counter physical, magical and quirks. He learned invasion and Meliodas since he had saved Gauther's treasure gave it to him. Kiraswik, if that's how it's written, with which you can deactivate magical powers and quirks. Arrow of Darkness. Meliodas also wanted to turn him into a demon, but nothing that a corrective from Elizabeth couldn't prevent, so she decided to give him a sword, which she called Water Hose, whose ability is hydrokinesis. Kaminari. He learned Guilt Hunter's Thunderbolt as well as his spells. Emperor's Hammer, Lightning Panther, Lightning Ball. The others had considerable improvement, being on par with Red and Grey Demons. Well, from 1A those of Class B were the same hell hee. Chapter 19. Everything was peace and quiet in the camp, because after training, they had begun to perform the test of courage. But the villains appeared, something that no one expected. The surprising thing was to see a Kirishima killing Nomus, and Red and Grey Demons from an Earth displacement. Kirishima, King Embrace. From 045 until the end with King it would be Melissa, Tyrant Tempest. An army of demons approached at great speed but were stopped by Izuku, who was wearing his armor. Izuku, Omega Arc. Bakugo. They won't be keeping all the fun while pointing his sword at Magna and Mr. Compress Star Destroyer. Kaminari, Sword of the Thunder God, cutting a white demon in half. Mustard, Eat Pulling Teeth. Shoto. I won't allow it, using his sword's ice castle, locking him up in an ice dome. Wow, I didn't think there were such strong beings, hee. Meliodas, Pump of the 6 Black Knights. Pump, Meliodas revived, hee. I will have fun with your corpse, but he is enclosed in a circle of light. Izuku, I see this idiot wants to take out his needles. Pump, you are the prince who killed Dahaka and Dirokio. Izuku, yes, and so what? Pump, I'll avenge them, hee. Meliodas, Koda attacks the ugly half-red and white humanoid with an invasion. Koda, HAI throwing a pink ray. Mandalay, what did you do? Atera, what's happening to me? I can't move. Koda quickly appeared behind Atera. Koda, Nightmare of Terror. Atera, shit. Melissa, Sacred Spear Nike Form 3 Fossilization. Atera, what's happening? It's impossible, turning to stone. Koda, after seeing Atera turn to stone and seeing a fireball thrown by a red demon. Koda, full counter, redirecting the ball to the Black Knight, destroying him, obviously killing him. Melissa and Koda, we did it, high five. Pump, how dare they, taking out their spikes and getting rid of the arc. At that moment Shoto and Pump engaged in a fairly even fight without giving anyone a break. The other heroes and students faced Red and Grey Demons, killing them in the case of the students, which made the Hussycats look serious. Mandalay, they realize they are killing Truth. Aizawa, they're not humans. Mandalay, they're demons. Pixie Bob, in that case by throwing a rock disc at a demon and killing it. Izuku Arc, Aizawa, take care of those demons. Gala, oh, a vagabond who fights well. Let's see what you do against my children, using her whips, but it doesn't work because the demons are dead, but she is surrounded by explosive spheres. Bakugo, if you do something, you'll die. Arrogant, mocking smile, brilliant detonation. Gala, ending dying. Bakugo, get over that extra kill, one of the 6 Black Knights. Melissa and Koda, us too. Bakugo, not bad, dwarf. Pump and Shoto continued in a fierce fight, but Pump loses his needles and receives a blow that sends him flying. Shoto, you're no big deal. Izumi, I won't kill you, damn it. Izuku and Shoto, Izumi, don't do it, that worried the others. Izumi didn't realize, but a needle pricked her. Izumi, why can't I move? Pump, Hypnoneedle, my needles have a poison that paralyzes the souls of the living. Izumi started to cry. Pump, now that you mention it, taking out more needles if you give me a hug. Izuku, not if I allow it. Pump, hey, the prince, come give me a hug. Izuku, tornado steps sending him flying. I hope you don't come near my sister, damn it. Izumi, thanks Oni-chan. Izuku, little sister, don't worry. Even though we're not of the same blood, I still appreciate you. Smiles, but I'll take care of the demon seriously. Pump, that hurt me, Archangel, but he's dying. Shoto, your fight was with me, damn. Phoenix launching his attack and hitting Pump. Pump, damn human. Shoto, you haven't fallen yet, releasing both sides. Hellbird, scared Pump, that attack, no, it can't be. It's Monspiat's Hellbird receiving the attack. Shit, he knocked out 6 hearts from me in one attack. Shoto, so he used this magic, taking out some 3 chacos that Meliodas gave him. Let's move forward with this faster, moving them masterfully. Hunter's Feast, so he began to massacre him with blows, leaving him weakened. What a disappointment. Inferno Bird. Pump took the full force of the attack and fell dead. Izuku was happy his friends had the level to be on par with the 6 Black Knights. The villains, seeing the power they demonstrated, escaped without taking Bakugo, but did not notice that Kota used invasion on one of them and saw where his lair is, warning Aizawa. This is how the camp ended. End of chapter. Message from the author. We will have news of this story. Ship already defined Momoxizukix Melissa for those who request it, and there will be no changes. It will end after the Eri arc, so the end is near. I say goodbye. Chapter 20. After the fights against the demons, and with the help of Kota using invasion, they managed to arrest AFO, who only said the words that will torment All Might. AFO, you think this is over? Symbol of peace smile. He still needs to come and show his power. They put him in a patrol car. So this is the symbol of peace. All Might, who are you? Bellion. I am Bellion, captain of the 6 Black Knights, and I see that some students killed my men. It is time for me to kill you. Preparing his sword. I don't believe it. Bellion, you should be dead. Meliodas. Both engage in a very close sword duel. Meliodas, I didn't remember you were so strong. Bellion, that took you by surprise, didn't it? This is the power that AFO and Estroza gave me. Meliodas, I see you're still angry about being defeated. Smiling, but it's time for you to leave this world again. Seriously. Bellion, not until I take that meddling goddess away. I don't think so, Ark. Bellion, Elizabeth damaged. Elizabeth, you won't touch a hair on my little brother's head. With Izuku, he was with his friends and nephew in Luz de Gracia, while he was hugged by Melissa and Momo, who had confessed to the Archangel. Flashback. You can see Melissa and Momo talking. Melissa, and you really like Izuku, right? Momo, yes, but I see that you do too. Melissa, I wouldn't mind sharing it with someone. Plus I know that Izuku sees us both and won't dare to confess, so what do you think if we share it? Momo, yes, I agree. End of flashback. After that, the girls declared their love before going to Luz de Gracia. Flashback. Melissa, Izuku-kun. Izuku, yes, tell me, Melissa. Melissa, well, you see, Momo and I would like to talk to you. Izuku, okay. 10-minute time skip. Momo, well, you see, Melissa and I wanted to tell you something. Izuku-kun. Izuku blushed at what they called him. Melissa, well, you see, Momo and I wanted to tell you that. Both, we really like you, Izuku-kun, and we know you won't be able to choose one, so we want to know if you want us to be your girlfriends. Blushing. Izuku was red, but he knew that if he chose one he would break the other's heart, and thanks to Meliodas he wouldn't be nervous. Izuku, okay, I really like both of them, but I can't choose between them, because if I did, I would break the other's heart. Dejected. Melissa, we know. Momo, but we have no problem sharing you. Smiling. Izuku, is this serious? Both, yes. The trio of boys rushed to hug and kiss each other. Izuku took the opportunity to squeeze a breast in both of them, as Meliodas said, to which the girls let out a small moan. Elsewhere. Meliodas, someone is following my advice, with a chibi face showing pride. End of flashback. After the trio remembered that, Izuku surreptitiously placed his hands on the breasts of each girlfriend, making them blush. All this was seen by his male friends, who surreptitiously gave him a thumbs up, while his nephew took note of what he saw. In the fight, Elizabeth and Meliodas fought hard against Bellion, having difficulty, but thanks to their experience they were gaining ground. Bellion, I'll kill you damn people accumulating lightning bolts. I'll wipe out those cheap heroes and the city. Killing shot. Meliodas, full counter. Bellion, damn it, disappearing in the explosion. Meliodas, Sate, we have already killed the last of the 6 Black Knights. We just have to wait for the boss to arrive. Elizabeth, I'll take care of the wounded. At that, Endeavor comes running to Meliodas' side. Endeavor, you must see this dragon of wrath. Meliodas, what's happening? They both ran to the basement of the Nomus shed. Endeavor, this is what we were looking for. Intriguing heroes gang Orca and Mirko. Meliodas, yes, it is the coffin of eternal darkness. Smiling, we can get it out of this seal. 2-day time skip. UA Academy. After AFO's capture, All Might retreated like in the original story, but we find ourselves in the U.S.J where they were all gathered. Mizu, what are we doing here? All Might, Meliodas Shonen, what will we do? Meliodas, Izuku, seeing how he touched Momo and Melissa's breasts, that boy fills me with pride. Meliodas, Izuku, I want your help. Izuku, hi. Meliodas, okay, I want you to cut a little and let some of your blood fall. Izuku did as requested and the relic began to glow. Chapter 21. Previously, Meliodas, okay Izuku, I want you to cut yourself a little and let some of your blood fall. Izuku HAI. Izuku did as requested and the coffin of eternal darkness began to glow. At the moment, those present had covered their eyes because of the brightness, but those who managed to feel the magical power of those who emerged from the ceiling. Zeldris, what's happening? Meliodas, Sate. Zeldris, Meliodas surprised. Meliodas, Zel, both brothers hug each other fraternally. Zeldris, you're alive. Meliodas, and kicking. Tristan, Uncle Zeldris. Zeldris, little Tristan hugs his nephew. Tusen, who are you? Male voice. Tusen, female voice. Zeldris, Akemi and Liba, introduce yourselves to your uncles and cousin. Liba, I am Liba, son of the Demon King Zeldris. Akemi, I am Akemi, second daughter of the Demon King Zeldris. Bakugo blushed heavily at the sight of her, while Liba made Uraraka blush. Tristan, it's a pleasure, cousins. He hugs them. Love, it's good to meet you, cousin. Akemi, I say the same. Primo hihi. Then she sees Katsuki and blushes, which Zeldris and Meliodas notice. Meliodas, Sate, it seems my little niece fell in love with my best student. Zeldris, so you're the one who made my little girl fall in love with you. I'll just tell you something with a threatening aura. If you go out with her and make her cry, I'll take you to the same purgatory and make you see your worst nightmares. Katsuki, I'd like to meet her. She's cute with a little fear and her typical pride. Zeldris then sets his sights on Elizabeth and Izuku. Zeldris, it's good to see you, Elizabeth. Elizabeth, the pleasure is mine. And Otudo, introduce yourself. Zeldris is surprised by this. Izuku, hello, I'm Izuku, second son of the Supreme Deity, bowing. Zeldris, the pleasure is mine, future Supreme Deity. Izuku, I know Demon King. Liba, so he is the one who will occupy that position. I only hope for your help against the counterpart of the Archangel male. Izuku, that's how it will be. We already defeated the 6 Black Knights, surprising Zeldris and Liba. All that's left is for the big fish to appear. Nizu, Zeldris-sama is an honor. Zeldris, a talking rat. Well, I already saw Hawk and he was a pig. Meliodas, hey brother, why don't you add Liba and Akemi to the hero school while we prepare everything to regain your position as Demon King? Zeldris, it's not a bad idea. I just asked that you go to 1A where my counterpart in the goddess clan is. Class B was watching this and only Monoma saw this with fury, since 2 demons and an archangel overshadowed Class B according to him. But in his thoughts he proposed to make a pact with someone to gain power. Nizu, well decided, young Akemi and Liba will go to 1A. Izuku, well, I'm leaving. Elizabeth, little brother, come in whispers. If you follow Meliodas' example, I will take away your most precious things. Izuku, not my collection of swords and axes in whispers. Author's note, if you thought I'd be an Almight fanboy, well, no. Nizu, well, before you leave, I'm letting you know that the dorms at UA will be closed due to the attacks, so you can be safe, so we'll let your families know. At that point everyone withdraws. Zeldris sees Izuku with Momo and Melissa, who are holding hands, and the green-haired man hugging them. Meliodas, Sate, who would have thought he already has a girlfriend? Nishishishi. Zeldris, I guess you gave him advice, right? Meliodas, yes. Zeldris, I see you made him perverted. Meliodas, I just hope the rest of my students already have girlfriends. Zeldris, I just hope that guy doesn't do that to my daughter. Elsewhere, Bakugo and Akemi can be seen at a cafe talking to get to know each other, and Liba and Uraraka are also there, receiving their orders. What they didn't know was that someone leaked the information about the release of the Demonair boy and spread the images, creating a fan base for his beauty. In the park, you can see a blonde-haired boy with his wings visible, accompanied by his girlfriends having a picnic. He knew they would take pictures of him, but he didn't care since he was with his 2 loves. After these photos, the press exploded and spread the photos of the 2 hotties, as they called the 2 boys, at the UA. Zeldris had learned to use the computer thanks to Meliodas since he taught him. If you wonder why Meliodas knows how to use it, it is because he learned at UA. Zeldris, but what? Reading the news and comments. Meliodas, Zel shuts up seeing what he sees. They are really famous now. Nishishishi. Zeldris, but how did it leak? Meliodas, Izuku was already famous and had his sect of fans, and well, it was obvious that it was going to happen with Liba. Meliodas shows him everything about Izuku. Zeldris, it's a good thing we didn't show up at this time. Both brothers burst out laughing, so after that they meet up with Aizawa, Endeavor and All Might to drink Britannia beers. Chapter 22. After what happened with our demon and archangel celebrities, we can see several magazines dedicating pages and pages to the 2 boys that UA possesses. So we can see the 2 demon brothers laughing at their fate, and the fact that they were saved thanks to not appearing at that time. But it wasn't like that with Liba and Izuku, as they were persecuted thanks to their companions who saved them, and UA security and the press didn't bother them. Love, how exhausting this is. Izuku, don't even mention it. At least they've been chasing you for a few days and me for a month. Love, and how do you put up with it? Izuku, with 2 girlfriends hee. Liba, I guess I should. Then she sees Uraraka and blushes. Izuku, you like Uraraka, right? Liba sees it. I'll take that as a yes, and I suggest you take her for matches. Love, okay. 2-month time skip. After what happened, we can see the entire Class 1A successfully completing their provisional license exam, as Anasa tried to provoke Shoto but failed. Katsuki did so without scaring anyone, so no points were deducted. Izuku, that was easy. Love, I can't stand that hero, my killer instinct. Momo, hey Izuku-kun, what do you think we'll do today? Izuku, I have no idea. Aizawa then enters accompanied by 3 students. Aizawa, well, kids, these are the big 3, who will tell you about their residence. Tamaki just gave a serious look, which was subdued when he saw Liba. Tamaki, I can't, that look trembling and with his forehead against the wall. Nijire, well, my name is Nijire Hato. This flea here is Tamaki Amajiki. And starting to ask her questions, reaching the demon and the Archangel. Are you a demon? What's going on in your kingdom? Why aren't you as bad as the stories? Love, the whole UA is supposed to know about that. Nijire seeing Izuku, remember me? Do you have a girlfriend? Do you want to go on a date with me? Melissa, what did you say about my boyfriend? With a murderous aura. Momo, what did you say about my boyfriend with aura of death? Nijire, huh? What's up? Izuku, very calm girls. Momo and Melissa, okay, calming down. Mirio, I am Mirio Togata and I will not say anything more than face me and pointing at the 2 of different races except you since you are very strong. Izuku, Liba, do you think it's time to reveal what was planned? Love, Si. Izuku, in that case, Kaken, Shoto, Kiribro, Melican and Momo. Liba, we've thought about it, and it's time for the new deadly sins to emerge. But unlike Melioda's group, our sins will be different. Shoto, I'm in. Bakugo, what he said. Kirishima, let's do it. Momo and Melissa, we agree. Liba, in that case Izuku, you are our captain. Izuku, I'll be the wolf of death. Bakugo, the eagle of violence. Shoto, fox of greed, I will use it for my power snatch. Kirishima, snake of envy. Love, in that case I will take the position as lion of pride. Melissa, I'll be the sloth bear. Momo, and I, the boar of gluttony. Meliodas, Sate. I see that our successors are ready. In that case I confer leadership to the Wolf of Death. Izuku Hai. Mirio, in that case, it's time for you to come with me to Sir's agency. Smiling. Somewhere else, you can see a white-haired girl with tears in her eyes covered in cuts and bandages. End of chapter. Author's note. I know it's a bit short, but I had to update at least a little and not leave you without your long-awaited chapter.
Let me know in the comments below if you guys want the next part. Also check out my other video that has been shown and left. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and share this video. And have a fantastic day. Bye.